Welcome to Patriots Unfiltered.
Analytics were created to give nerds a reason to be involved. They grew up not being able to be involved in sports, and they've created a way, and I give them credit, they're very creative, to be now involved in sport.
You're not worried about losing the game because of what Felger and Mads are going to say. You're worried about not being as good as you think they are.
I had never experienced like losing a playoff game before, really, as like a fan.
Turnovers were killing.
And I just remember being absolutely distraught after they lost to Denver.
Me too. It's like why I started blogging about the team, I think, just that loss, like honest to God.
They were whooping it up in that press box, if you remember, Paul.
Mike can't remember what happened in the season, but you remember the disrespect from the out-of-town press corps.
You got that right. Oh, by the way, they told me they have a new nickname for me.
Oh, yeah. What?
Freddie Fields. But after this week, maybe not so much.
I don't know if you want to go telling that one around the office.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure you want to be known as that. And I'm not sure Evan's coming back tomorrow. You were a little mean to him before the break.
Oh yeah, you think I hurt him? I heard him where the analytics don't shine.
I think you hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
But these things, and Fred will make fun of me because these things don't generally move my needle one way or the other.
I don't want to know what moves your needle.
But
Freddie Fields moves his needle.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered. It is Thursday here at Gillette Stadium, and we got Evan and Paul and Alex and Deuce and me and Alex and Matt in the booth. It's a big day, and my headline is Things Are Changing.
Oh.
And when I say things, I mean the weather for game day and the line.
Bad stuff coming back?
Yeah, and the line.
The line just keeps yo-yoing. It's weird.
So I was listening to your show yesterday, and a guy said that he thinks he was responsible for this line change because
no, he didn't.
He put down $1 million bet.
Yeah, with Fanatics.
Yeah.
The line change was DraftKings.
I thought the line changes throughout all the lines.
No. Different books have different spreads.
Well, they find out about the bet.
I'm with you on that, but continue.
Anyway.
$1 million on the Patriots?
On the Patriots.
Money line.
On the Patriots to win.
Money line.
Money line, and if he does win, half of it he's giving to the MSPCA.
Okay.
So all the dogs in Massachusetts are rooting for the Patriots. So
$1 million.
we got the canine vote.
Sure do.
The line has changed. Now the Patriots are favorites.
No, not so fast, my friend.
What? It's gone back?
Yeah.
So now what is it?
1.5 for Buffalo.
So it's gone back to Buffalo.
Yeah, I've
what
given
happened
up.
Since then?
I've given up. I have no idea.
But this is all money, right? Dictating this?
Yeah. So I don't know anything about this stuff. I say this all the time.
Do.
No, I don't. I was told yesterday
Practice
that it's
reports?
not about the amount of money. It's about the sharp money, to borrow your phrase. So sometimes, someone might come in that they really respect, with a modest wager, and that could affect the line and stuff like that. But I don't have any idea what would make it go from Patriots, Buffalo by 1.5. The next day it's Patriots by 1.5. The next day it's Buffalo by 1.5. I don't
see. I think it really is volume money because the goal of the houses is to get it even, because they make money on the vig, and so their goal is to get it even.
I was told by my inside source this morning.
Yeah.
Inside source.
Oh. Yeah, it's Will, my son. He
Also
said
in the
that,
booth.
I believe, on DraftKings, it said that about 53% of the money was on the Patriots.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe there hasn't, to your point, maybe that not enough money, or maybe not the right kind of money, in terms of who's actually betting. Maybe this guy that bet $1 million isn't a sharp,
right?
In your parlance. I don't know. I don't know what it all means.
I think the sum of all the parts to me means that this is a very difficult game to call, and that it's pretty evenly split.
It's basically a toss-up.
Yeah, basically a toss-up.
As well it should be, I think. I think, listen, as much as I make fun of the Bills and their window closing, I respect them.
We're playing them this week, so we have to treat them with respect.
Only for the rest of the day, Paul. Only for the rest of the day.
I'm not Barth. I don't think Josh Allen stinks.
I thought.
I actually,
hey, don't be
more
throwing
strays.
shots at Bart.
I actually think
Defend
Josh
himself.
Allen is, if not the best, of course, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and one of the best of all time. I put him in the top 15 of all time, if not maybe top 10 of all time.
Of all time?
Yeah. I would.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's high praise.
It is high praise.
What's he won? What's he won?
I mean, that's a fair
Well,
point to be
I
putting
put
him
Dan
in the
Marino
top
in the
10.
top 15. He hasn't won anything, so.
I kid.
His team made a Super Bowl.
No, I think what's interesting to me as I've thought about this game a little bit more is what a role reversal it is for the Patriots. You over 20 years, you establish yourself as the top team in the division or in the conference in the league, and these kind of big games were always about, can the Patriots keep it going? Can they continue to be the favorite, who everybody is thinking is going to win? And now it's kind of changed. It's now, can the Patriots get over the hump? Can they win these big games? Can they get into that conversation? And I think that's part of what's novel about this team. Excuse me. Yeah, I choked. I just got verklempt a little bit about talking about this guy.
All right. You need a.
I think I'm okay.
What happens when we let him talk?
But it's just different. You think like Buffalo is really more in that Patriots role that you're kind of used to. So many people are trying to figure out when was the last time the Patriots played a game of this kind of magnitude, or at least this opportunity to win a division. But it's not about taking care of business and doing what you've done. It's about doing something new and knocking off a team and taking advantage of an opportunity to win a championship. So it's just interesting how I'm not really used to this feeling before.
What was the game in which the Patriots dynasty flipped?
What do you mean flipped?
Like in other words,
Ended or begun?
it's the end. Like, was there a game in
Tennessee?
Tennessee, Mike
Tennessee,
Vrabel.
Playoff.
I mean, that was the last.
A little
game.
bit of Baltimore before that of like, they got run off the field, and I think they were undefeated, and it just felt like I haven't seen this
Losing
team
to
lose
Miami
like
in the
this.
last week of the season, I think, was also a very big kind of line in the sand.
Those
Yeah.
two games,
But,
like
but
back
they
to
didn't
back.
lose to the team that kind of dethroned. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, it's a slow process, I think. I mean, is there
Yeah.
ever really like just one moment where, especially with that, how long they were dominant, it was going to take more than, because I mean, I bet you guys probably thought it in 2018 that there were times where they ain't got it this year. I mean,
Yeah.
they kind of pulled one out of
right?
their butt.
I mean,
But signs were there, I think, 2017, 2018, 2019.
I agree. And the documentary sort of chronicles that. Like you could see how it was crumbling behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
You could make an argument though it was just the singular move of Tom Brady.
That's true.
Once he left, because I mean, do you think there would have been a lot of people betting against the Patriots in 2020 if Brady and Belichick were coming back?
Right.
They probably would have been. Now, to Mike's point, maybe they weren't Super Bowl caliber the way they once were, but
Yeah.
everybody would have
That
treated them the way we're
roster
treating the
was-
Chiefs
yeah,
right
that
now.
roster-
The roster in 18 was already decaying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And physically,
But decaying with 12 wins. Mike was bored as hell.
Yeah, but
Sick and tired of 12-win seasons.
they were
That
they
will never
weren't
get old.
they weren't a great team in 2018.
They were not.
No,
I
They
agree
weren't.
with you.
And they flipped a switch in the playoffs, and Brady had one more last, throwback ride in him in Kansas City. But that team was flawed. I mean, their weapons were already starting to really show age and all that stuff. And like the team in 2019 was just beating up on bad teams and stuff like that. And then they fell apart. And I remember the story of 2019, the Dolphins, the regular season finale against the Dolphins. Apparently they had a fully padded practice in the last week of the season on Christmas Eve heading into the Dolphins game, and they just like hit the crap out of each other in practice for no reason. And it was like kind of like a turning point in that season a little bit. So that's why I pointed to that Dolphins game, because
Is that public? Did I know that? That they had that practice?
I mean,
guys
I
heard
think
that
he's
before.
being a
Yeah.
reporter here.
Yeah.
No, I know, but like, was that reported at the time, or?
I think so.
I believe I've heard that before.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah, and they, some people probably didn't take too kindly to a week 18, week
Well, I would
17
imagine.
padded practice
Yeah.
on Christmas, and they played like crap against the
Yeah.
Dolphins.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
They
I
played
still remember the
terrible.
last touchdown. It was like, to our end in the press box, like
Yeah, it was Mike
that end
Gesicki,
zone.
wasn't it?
I think it was Gesicki in the back
Yeah.
of the end
Gritty.
zone.
Yeah.
And I just kept thinking, like,
I think this
they're,
is before
they're
the
in
gritty.
position, but they're not going to
it's-
score. I just kept thinking, they're not going to score. And like, son of a bitch, they scored, and we don't get the bye.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that never happened.
Crazy.
Yeah, I remember I was here with Barth on that Sunday night. We were waiting to see who they were going to play.
Now, did you have to explain to Barth what was going on?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, because sometimes, I don't know, you're a little mean to Alex, and I just want to make sure that...
Wow.
No.
Bar-splaining?
Only I'm allowed to be
Really?
mean to Alex, though, just to be clear. And we were waiting to see who they were going to play. And we were I just remember being like shell-shocked that they were playing a game the following week. We all thought that the bye was a given.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Didn't think there was any chance they would lose to Miami at home.
That Miami game was crazy because I covered that game, and I'll never forget just happening to be in the tunnel right after, like, Tom was leaving and going out the tunnel with little Vivian. And Vivian's just laying into him because she can't go play on the field. And the look on Tom's face of just, like, defeat. Like, it was the most human I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
Honestly. And I was like, oh, my God. Like, one, he's so pissed. And now his little, like, 8-year-old daughter is just calling him the worst dad ever because she can't go run around on the field.
No one hated losing more than him. So, okay. I was just wondering about that.
It's interesting. Like that is all of that is probably the end of the Patriots.
No,
dynasty.
and I draw some comparisons to what Kansas City's going to go through now, and just needing to redefine themselves a little bit. And that Patriots, 2009, I think you could have said.
I think there's a lot of similarities
falling apart
for Kansas City.
And then you draft Gronk and you get McCourty and et cetera, et cetera. You put together another team, and then that window opens up again. And then, again, it started to close in 2018, really. And Gronk retired. You didn't have, all of a sudden you got Matt LaCosse as your, that's who Brady's number one tight end. That was what the plan was. Demir Bird came, after that. Like, they just were spinning their wheels.
El Deuce Magnetic.
What?
We're taking Ben Watson out of retirement.
Yeah. Like, there was just no plan. I mean, right? Like, they didn't
draft
a lot of the key
a tight
pieces
end
got
for...
withered on the vine, and they never replaced them. And as guys left, they just didn't have the draft pieces to keep going.
They didn't draft a tight end for like 8 years.
But like,
because they had Gronk.
Yeah, and so if Mahomes, they go and get Mahomes like a Tyler Warren, or and all of a sudden, like, all right, Kelsey can go, and now we start to do things again. Yeah, but they got to hit. They got to hit on the picks.
They have to do a better job in the draft. They have some players that they've gotten that have been productive for them, but they've had too many misses. And the key spots that Mahomes has relied on have gotten old, and they need to replace some of those. Yeah. But they'll be back.
So the good news is, I think we're on the verge of a new run with this team. I'm not saying it's going to be like the old one, but at least more winning seasons than not with this team. And if they win this Sunday, could this be the changing of the guard in the AFC East?
I mean, I think this is the start of a rivalry. I don't know if there's going to be a changing of a guard. I think that this is going to be the next chapter in what is going to be over the next 3 to 5 years, two really competitive teams that are going to go back and forth at each other.
Yeah, Allen and May have a chance to be like Manning and Brady.
Right.
Like, they have a chance to have that kind of run. Maybe not with all the Super Bowls, but
even better because of what Alex said.
We could have had this if the Colts had stayed in the division.
Yeah.
But exactly. So I think that's what we're more looking at, is that this is going to be a 10-year run here where the two of them are just going to be going back and forth.
I was thinking a little about Josh Allen too. I made the point, I think it was yesterday, of like maybe Justin Herbert being a wild card, and I'm like, no, dumbass. Like, if this is Josh Allen's year, I mean, he might get in the playoffs without Burrow, without Jackson, without Mahomes. Like, there's some young upstarts like Drake May and Bo Nix, but if I'm Buffalo, I'm looking. I mean, we're all saying here like, oh, this is a great chance for the Patriots. Well, I know the Bills are a little down this year, but if I'm a Josh Allen fan, I'm saying my guy's going to be the best quarterback in the AFC. This is it. This is the year we need to go to the Super Bowl, no matter what our flaws are.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of the 24 Celtics, where like the deck just like cleared. Mm-hmm. And it's like all these guys in the East get hurt, and then, OKC gets upset, and it's like, if you don't win it this year, then like, when are you going to win it?
Right.
And the Celtics took care of business.
Yeah, the two comps are the Celtics that you just mentioned and the 19 Bruins.
Yeah.
Which got the easy path to the Stanley Cup Finals and played an inferior opponent in the final and lost to them. The Celtics at least took care of business and won it. Someone's going to, have not an easy path in the AFC, because I think they're good teams. But when you eliminate the big boys like Burrow, Jackson, and Mahomes, it's an easier path than it might have been.
Yeah, I saw a comment that Connor McGovern? Yeah, McGovern, the center, made that, pointing out, and I mean, he's right, that teams like the Patriots and Bo Nix, they don't really have a lot of big game experience, pressure-packed experience, and Buffalo does have that. And
I kind of chuckled at some of that. They're trying to like do what Fred does. Like they're trying to paint themselves out like, no one believes in it. Oh, okay, all right, Buffalo. I mean, you're the big dogs. Like people still think that you can win, even though you're in second place. So let's not try. They're trying to play the underdog role. I don't think it's working very much, but hey, good for him.
Well, I also think that it's kind of not totally true because like Stephon Diggs has played in big games, right? I mean, played in Buffalo in big games. A lot of the free agents that the Patriots brought in,
one of them won a Super Bowl last year.
Played in big games. So I agree that
Davis.
Drake May hasn't played in a playoff game.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess that's true of like Christian Gonzalez, also if you want to go with some of the younger players on the Patriots roster. But I think they did a nice job of bringing in some veteran guys that do have some big game experience. Landry, was in Tennessee during those playoff runs. So I think they do have some. I mean, it's maybe not a team like Buffalo that's been in the playoffs for 5 straight years that has almost all of it. But I don't know if there's none. When you take into account all the free agents that they brought in.
Does the fact that Buffalo hasn't really, has not gotten the job done in any of those years mean anything? Like, you've been in big games, but ultimately you didn't get it done.
Well, can't keep on running into Kansas City.
Yeah, right. When that's what I would
if
say.
If you're Felger and Maz, you dismiss them because of that.
Okay.
Because it's all about you either win the Super Bowl or you stink.
Yeah.
Right.
But if I'm Buffalo, I'm saying this is our chance. This is it. Like they're out of the way. Like, if not now, when?
Yeah.
Probably only a matter of time before Kansas City reloads. I mean, I'm not going to say Lamar Jackson's dead.
So
yet.
Buffalo, I think, is in a very similar situation as Kansas City. This is a reset year for them. Yeah. They need to reload. And Evan talks about like Keon Coleman. That's the guy that Evan and I sort of point at all the time.
Yeah.
That's a big miss. Like what's their glaring need? A number one receiver. Khalil Shakir is fine. He's not a number one receiver.
Yeah.
He's probably not even a 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's as bad, but like Keon Coleman's a little N'Keal Harry-ish.
Oh, yeah.
Where like you needed that big time playmaker and you drafted one pretty high and you missed. You missed. And not only has he not produced, but he also hasn't really been that great of a teammate.
He's missed off the field.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, and like he's like missing meetings and stuff like that. So they've had all sorts of issues with him. Shavers has kind of come out of nowhere and like been like a saving grace for them because they haven't really had anything else on the outside.
You like him. He's a good blocker.
Yeah, bring Gabe Davis back, after his stint with Jacksonville fails and they gets cut by Jacksonville and the Bills bring him back. So it's been a little bit of a miss in terms of that. And I think that Brandon Beane and McDermott are very much on the hot seat. I think Bills Mafia has got them on the hot seat.
I wonder if McDermott's going to survive this. I do. And I'm not telling you that he should go, but I think that there's a chance that he does. I think there's a real chance that you're going to have big-time coaching turmoil in the AFC. I think there's a chance that Tomlin and Harbaugh go too.
Whew. I just think like if you're Buffalo, I just don't know how you don't clean house at that point because I think the roster is just as much to blame as the coach. Like McDermott's had his chances, and so if you're going to move on from the coach, it's going to be because of that. Like,
but can you really look at the fact that Buffalo hasn't done it all and say it's because of coaching?
I think so.
Oh,
really?
I think people would.
Oh, they would, but is that fair?
I don't know if it's fair, but to Evan's point, I think it's more on the coach than it is the GM. Now, this particular year, they're definitely short on talent in some spots, but I also think that they've been really unlucky in some of the talent they've acquired. But the coach can't get them over the hump.
Right. I don't think he's a bad coach, but like what Paul just said, is he the coach that's going to get you to that next level? And when you have the MVP of the league on your team, you need to be at that next level. And McDermott might be the coach before the coach. Like if they get the right guy, then it might take off. And I think you have to weigh that risk.
Well, it's a copycat league. In this year, at least 3 teams that I can think of brought in new coaches and had pretty good success.
Yeah. There's going to be 3 playoff teams at least, right?
Yeah.
With Chicago, and us. And the Patriots.
Yeah.
Now, Chicago, I think, kind of teetering there.
Yeah.
But
it's a rough year. It's a rough. The coaching cycle doesn't look great. Like the available coaches.
What about Joe Brady? If you clean house, if you get rid of McDermott, do you get a new offensive coordinator? Do you try to
more than likely he'll go. what are the chances that a new coach is going
Right.
to say, "Oh no, I'm going to keep you"? No,
I would assume
coaches
that
generally
they're-
want their own guys.
Yeah.
I would assume they would go offense too. Like their coach would be some Ben
Dable?
Johnson whiz kid that can coach up the
Da-
offense.
Dable will get brought up because of his relationship with Allen, for sure.
So
I would like to see that.
Patriots practiced yesterday. We got the practice report, and all the headlines on Paul's shows are Patriots are healthy.
Ish.
Is that fair? I mean, with Milton Williams out,
Very
and Will
much so.
Campbell out, and
That's it. Stop.
but
period.
those are two big players.
Yeah, but that's it. Everybody else came back.
Well,
I thought that was a really encouraging practice
Oh, it
report
was,
yesterday.
It was one of the shortest it's been in a while.
Yeah.
Obviously this late in the season, that makes sense. But it was pretty short, and like even like Barmore, like he's on there, but like Barmore's thing is different. Like that's not
Yeah,
an injury.
right.
That's
Oh,
a man.
yeah,
No, he's
that's
been
a
off
management.
Wednesdays
That's
all year.
every Wednesday.
Yeah, and Thursday, for the most part. So it's just, I think really the only injury is what's going on at running back with Terrell Jennings, and it's not a major thing. But I was talking to Alex about this off the air earlier. Like this Antonio Gibson injury has led to like a big ripple effect on that room, because like they've had Dearness Johnson up from the practice squad, then they had Terrell Jennings up from the practice squad. Now he's hurt and Johnson's out of elevation, so then he needs to be signed to the roster to make him eligible to play. So like they lost Antonio Gibson early on in the season, and I think they've made probably like a dozen transactions to try to cover that
Even
up.
yesterday, they're taking like
revolving door.
Jashawn Corbin
Yeah.
off of practice
Yeah.
squad
Yeah.
IR back.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's just all this
Listen,
juggling.
I understand it. There's not a team in the league that wouldn't say we'll deal with having to worry about our third running back. And we'll mix and match it. We'll do a couple of elevations for this guy. Then he's out of elevations. We're going to hold off. We're not going to put him on the roster. We'll find another guy to put some elevations in. And, for the third run, like if Ray Davis wasn't playing in this game for the Bills, you think they'd be losing sleep over it in
I'm
Buffalo?
not losing sleep over
Those
it. I
three
just,
carries that
as someone that
Yeah.
tracks all of these things and writes about all these
No,
roster transactions.
I'm
and
not
stuff,
dismissing it as a
it's just-
nothing, but
Every week I'm
it
running.
kind of shows you how healthy they've been.
Yeah, every week I'm writing about who's going to be the third running back every week, because it just has to change.
Because you have to write that up. As much as you love to write the
I do like
the inactive analysis.
I do
But,
that one not so much. The Friday injury report is fun.
But Vidarian Lowe with the abdomen, I believe, popped up on the injury report. I mean, and Harold Landry continues to be limited. So that's, to me, is significant. I'm not sure he's ever going to get
now,
back
if they
to.
were to lose Vidarian Lowe, that's significant. Now, so now you're really chipping away, and I'm sure they could scheme around it. But now you're talking about some of these other teams. You're going down to third and fourth tackles, fifth tackles. That's
when you start having to scheme around your left tackle, it starts limiting you in your playbook.
They've done it great, though. They've done it great. I think Josh has done a great job of that all year.
Yeah,
I think they've
Buffalo,
done, it's such a contrast to what they did last year.
Yeah.
When those guys, both tackles were on islands like every game.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the difference between having a little game plan that Evan's been talking about.
And a little talent.
That's how you get by. You just scheme around it.
Yeah, Buffalo, 2 on their injury report. Cole Bishop, the safety, and Kincaid were full. Terrell Bernard, Joey Bosa, Spencer Brown, and Palmer were all limited. But a bunch of guys.
I
mean,
would just
Spencer
add
Brown
that they
would be a
didn't
big-
practice, though.
Yeah,
So
walkthrough.
That was a
Yeah.
walkthrough estimate. So
Those
we'll see.
4 guys are the big four right now for Buffalo. They've been in and out. Spencer Brown said yesterday to the
I think
media
he's
that he's
playing.
going to play,
Yeah.
but the last time we saw him with the bum shoulder, Will Anderson was eating his lunch. So I don't know what he's going to, what level of play, he's going to be at when he comes back from the injury. And then, Palmer is kind of sneaky, fast receiver to get down the field a little bit, something they don't have a ton of. So Bernard's a huge part of the second level of their defense, their linebacker position. So those guys have been in and out of the lineup, and Bosa too. And
They need Bosa.
they're hoping that they come back. Like those are not guys that they're overlooking, and like we are with Terrell Jennings and being like, it's the third running back. This is not that. This is like starting caliber
guys.
players.
Yeah.
Barton Poland's in the hospital recovering and listening, so get better soon.
Yeah.
I don't
Get
know what
well.
was wrong, but
I hope it's nothing too serious.
not bad
I
enough
said
to keep him from
too
emailing.
serious.
Type, so.
Yeah, so he can type. So it wasn't his fingers. But get better soon.
Only Fred can make light of someone's hospital
Could have
visit.
been talk to text.
That's what happened.
Wait,
Listen, if you're gonna,
AI wrote it.
he's a nurse.
I'm not only feeling better, I'm feeling amazing.
people die.
Fred.
Dark Fred.
What is wrong with you?
Freddie feels is dark. Freddie feels today.
Yeah, Freddie feels.
Man.
If he dies, he dies.
He dies.
The guy from Drago.
All right. What else? What else?
I got you in my heart, Bart. I'm sorry. I can't speak for the rest of my crew here. That's just tough.
It is. It is
If he
tough.
dies,
It's tough. It
he
is.
dies.
What else? What else do we got?
Bills. Bills.
They're playing those.
I don't know. Do we have any? There's no. I thought that was good development yesterday with the practice report and
Yeah.
Tonga.
getting some guys. Tonga and Wilson being full.
Especially because Wednesday's the day where they always just get those veteran rests, like load management days. And
Yeah.
Well, I'd ask Alex and Evan if they agreed yesterday. The locker room felt like it was packed. And
Yeah.
it felt like a playoff game kind of to me. Like it's just so much media, and yeah. Hopefully the energy will continue. Sorry, Fred's seeing that the window is closing. And
No. Read it again.
Oh, you're not paying attention at all.
If you're saying that,
the window is closed.
Fred,
According to Albert Breer.
this is like Bruce Armstrong said, and sometimes we get tired.
Right.
Barth is red in the face right now.
Oh, yeah,
like,
always,
their
yeah.
window is closing.
But Bart says the window never opened.
Yeah, no one hates
I've
the
never
Bills,
seen
so it's
anybody
true.
hate a team the way he hates Buffalo.
It's great. It's good. It's a good contrast because I kind of have a soft spot for Josh Allen, so
Kind of.
it's a good contrast.
I mean, we just saw the Patriots go from 4 wins to 11 wins, and a lot of that was based on quarterback play. I don't understand how you can rule out any of these teams with good
can't.
quarterbacks.
Well,
you
can't.
it's
So
a great
I don't-
offseason with Josh Allen, and boom, they're
I don't think it's all over for Baltimore and Kansas City either. But if you wanted to make the argument at 6 and 7 for those two teams that this is the beginning of the end,
yeah.
at least you have something to go. Buffalo's 9 and 4. Like for all the things that everybody says they can't do, and some of them are true, like they can't stop the run as one of them. They're 9 and 4. So I don't know, like if it's the disaster that everybody else makes Buffalo out to be.
Well,
I don't think it's that bad.
I don't know if you believe in Sims, but I got some bad news for some people. Oh, Patriots fans.
Chris Sims?
Yeah, the Patriots Buffalo Sim. Madden.
The Sim.
I thought you were
Sim.
talking about. I would have been much more interested in Chris Sims, who's
Yeah.
been a staunch Patriots supporter all year.
But the Patriots lost the simulation game.
Oh,
Oh,
Well,
you know what that means?
I have receipts on Chris Sims.
Nothing.
I mean, in all seriousness, Ev, is there anyone you don't have a receipt on?
He squints as he says it. I have receipts on Chris Sims.
Somebody that ranked Drake May as the 6th best quarterback in his draft class.
Boom. Well, he always seemed really kind of hard on Brady and Bill. I was always surprised by that initially. Like he always was, having rankings.
I think
or
he
those
had
things,
something happen here. He
Yeah.
worked here for a cup of coffee, and I don't know if
He
didn't
spent
care
a
for it.
season here, and he
Yeah.
spent more time with us than with football. So I'm not sure that was a good
We
move
knew
for
where it
his
was
career
going.
path.
Oh, man.
He would hang out in the old lunchroom and play the birthday game with us back in the day.
You still played the birthday game back then?
Oh, yeah.
What's the birthday?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Am I blanking on what
Bob
the
would go into the Boston Globe and find out whose birthdays it was today.
And you'd have to guess how
you
old,
have to
how
guess.
old are they today?
This game's been going on for
sounds
apparently
fun.
decades.
Yeah, Chris Sims spent a lot of time in the lunchroom with us. Great guy.
Was he
but
asking you media
and
tips?
Fred's right. I think that may have been an indication that maybe he wasn't going as well
Yeah.
doing his actual job.
Did he still wear like the tight little button collars that he's famous for? He's got a look.
he had
that
Patriots gear on all the time.
Yeah.
He was dressed like not
Just like you.
not unlike
me.
you.
Was he like grilling you about media and what do I got to do, Paul? Talk to me. What can
No.
I do to make a name for myself?
No, he was not grilling me.
Have controversial
just
draft rankings.
62. No, wait, 61. 61. Right. That's how
You
it
get
goes.
2 points for hitting it on the head, 1 point for being the closest.
It's like Jeopardy rules.
All right.
Closest without
Well,
the
we
rules.
got to do picks today, so we got to hurry. So let's get people.
What does Jeopardy have to do with being over? That's the
sorry.
Price is Right, bro.
Let's get people involved here.
What is
See
61
what they
years
have
old?
to say. Stop talking. We'll go to the most interesting Patriots fan in the world. James Pettigrew is calling from Belize.
I love the
I
spelling
think
of
it's
Belize.
What's
How's
that?
Belize? Are you getting ready
Look
for
how
me,
Belize
James?
is spelled.
I'm coming down.
I am getting ready for you.
All right, what are we doing?
We've got to win a Super Bowl first.
Okay.
All right, first
Thought it was spelled the same as the
first
car
thing,
dealership.
Barton Poland, I hope you get better, unlike Fred. The main reason I'm calling is to slag Evan off about analytics, right? Now, I was going to get into some argument about risk-reward ratio, but what I was thinking is a couple of years ago, one of these NFL owners went to one of his Wall Street mates who manages his money and said, look, you've got a lot of smart quantitative analysis. Why don't you send a few over to the football team? Because the first thing about this is the smartest quantitative analysis in America are not working for the NFL. They're working in Wall Street. And any of these smart guys in the NFL, if they can predict this stuff, why aren't they also working on Wall Street? Now, I can't see the Cronkies saying, oh, this guy is really good quantitative analysis, managing my money. Let's send him to Sean McVay so he can help with fourth down conversion and that sort of thing. So what you've got to ask these quantitative guys is, why aren't they working on Wall Street? And why aren't they making loads of money? The last thing I think, which is why I think there's just a big stitch up between Wall Street billing the NFL, is which team do you think invests the most in analytics, gets repeated rewards for being the best team in analytics each year? If you can't work it out, it's probably the easiest team you'd want to pull the wool over their eyes and steal money from.
What you're about to say is wrong, but it's okay. Go ahead.
No. Well, I was about to say it's the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say
Won the
that.
award in 2003, 2004. They have the biggest staff and things like that. Look, this is my only point. If these people are really brilliant, Evan, why aren't they working on Wall Street making millions of dollars? And why are the owners of these football teams taking these brilliant people and saying, look, you can predict the future. Please look after my money.
Well, maybe they just like football, man.
Thank you. They've always wanted to be involved in sports, and they found a way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Like,
Thanks, James. I love the argument.
I don't know how, like, why does any of us do any of the jobs that we do? Because we want to work in the field that they want to work in.
But if I had that brain, I'd be using it to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I would just say that, he brought up the Browns. They always are the team that gets brought up. Paul DePodesta just left the Browns to go back to baseball. The Philadelphia Eagles are the most analytically driven team in football, and they just won the Super Bowl. So their front office.
I thought they won because they had a good offensive and defensive line.
I didn't say it was the only reason that they won. I said that they are very analytically driven.
And we're off.
So, Howie Roseman, their front office, they have a huge analytics staff. They do a lot of number crunching there. Cleveland does as well. And it hasn't paid dividends for Cleveland like it has for Philadelphia. There's no doubt about that. Look, we can argue about this all the time if we want. All 32 teams have analytics departments. All 32 teams are investing in analytics. All 32 teams are using analytics to drive decision making. So I understand not everybody is going to be into it. Not every people are going to be reluctant to it, and that's totally fine. This is now a part of sports, and really all sports.
Until it isn't.
The infrastructures that they've built across the 4 major sports leagues to then just rip it all down, it just seems pretty unrealistic to me. I mean, maybe they'd start going away from it at some point, but
it's just the amount of emphasis. That's all. It'll always be part of it.
I think the amount of emphasis is made more of a bigger deal in the media than it is internally.
Maybe
with all the teams, I think we make a bigger deal out of it than they do.
Yeah. So Ryan and Raleigh just writing about a University of Pennsylvania article that supports me in my argument, but that's all right. I'm not going to get into it because
modesty. Prevents you from getting into it.
Yep.
Could I bring up a topic for discussion? Just the collective bargaining agreement and the officials. Did you guys see that yesterday?
No. This football we're talking about?
Yeah, this was a report from Tom Pelissero yesterday. The NFL's collective bargaining agreement with the officials is set to expire on May 31st. And Troy Vincent told owners today that talks on a new deal have been unsuccessful as the league pushes for a performance-based model. Areas of focus for the NFL and any new deal include, again, this is coming from Tom Pelissero of the league, tying compensation to performance, greater flexibility giving the best performing officials postseason assignments, access to more practice reps, extended probationary period to assess game officials, and flexibility to remove those who are underperforming, shortening the dead period that currently runs from the Super Bowl through May 15th, and increasing the number of game officials to develop a deeper bench.
Interesting.
The bench thing is something they really need to start looking into.
My sense of this whole thing is that this stems from the league wanting the officials to have more behind the scenes practice and not make them full time. But right now the officials have a window that they're quote unquote off limits to the NFL. It's from the end of the
Super
season
Bowl to May 15th.
to
I
May
think you just said.
15th, right? And so they're trying to negotiate having more time in that window to give reps to officials to practice officiating. But the hang up is what's in it for the officials. Like, are you going to pay the refs for their time?
They should.
And I think that has been the part that has been failed to collectively bargain, is that the league is probably saying, yeah, we'll give you some Jelly of the Month Club memberships, and they're saying no, we want.
Especially if it's like incentive based contracts for reps on performance too.
Yeah.
Like that's probably a huge hang up.
Right.
Yeah. But it's a negotiation.
I'm old enough to remember, and so is everyone here, but when this last happened, they had the holdout or the lockout, or it wasn't a strike, right? It was a
2012
lockout.
with I remember the Patriots Ravens game was.
Wasn't that the Seahawks
That was the game
touchdown?
Baltimore.
That ultimately ended it.
Yeah.
That call ultimately ended it. But Bill assaulted a guy in the field
Against the Ravens.
Against the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they screwed us.
Assaulted's a little
No,
strong.
I kind of like
Trying to
seeing
be
this.
nice.
He hit him.
Yeah, this felt like at least
Hit him.
He
He
hit
grabbed
him.
his
He
arm.
didn't punch him, but he made contact
We
with him.
went
He
out
hit
to
him.
grab his arm. He needed to get it. The guy was running away
can't
from
do
him.
that.
He
Come
didn't
back
hit
here.
him. Oh, that's poor journalism, Paul. He was, the
I
ref
didn't
was
say.
running.
I didn't say he punched him.
The ref. You said he hit him.
He hit. He did.
He didn't hit
he
him.
Made contact with him,
Okay, the ref was running away, and he reached out to grab his arm to get his attention.
and then bumped him.
No, that was our security guard.
Oh no! Oh no! That was a different time. I left that one out.
Well, I realize this is the opening salvo of a negotiation, but I at least like the fact that it seems like they're acknowledging that the performance of the officials has not been acceptable in some instances, and that they're going to try to take steps to,
I thought I saw
improve
something recently that they're working, I think, with the Big 12, sort of in conjunction with the Big 12, trying to cultivate a bench. Get some college guys that are looking to move up, some kind of training program.
I just
Yeah,
wonder
program.
how do you
Big 12 would be a program. You're right.
in March they have a summit and they're like, all right, for a week you guys are gonna come out and we're gonna train you guys. Well, there's no players. So what's the training that it's not like a live game is happening? Are you going to the spring leagues? Is that where you're gonna
That's why
send
I've
them?
never been a huge thing. Everybody just automatically blanket statement. They need to be full time.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that that's a fix.
So what would Paul? What would your fix be?
No, they need to get better. I mean, there's no question about that.
How
but
do
I
you
like
get them better?
But I like some of the stuff that Pelissero is reporting about performance.
I know, but
there needs to be repercussions when you call that play an incomplete pass the other day.
Right. But
that replay guy who did nothing but mumbo jumbo in his pool report needs to be called on the carpet for that.
I hear that. So do you think that makes them better? Having that that over their head, hanging over their head?
Yeah, I do. When there's repercussions to it, when you do this, you better be right.
But
when you're turning over these plays.
Oh, I know. Currently, they are graded after every game.
Yeah, I think there needs to be more into that.
I think the expedited replay has worked for the most part.
For the most part, I would agree.
I think that hasn't made it a little bit better. Let's just get the obvious. It's going to happen. It's fast. The game moves really quick. It's hard to officiate. So let's just get the obvious ones corrected.
See, I think, and I joke about virtual reality, but I do think there is a way to train in the off season without a live game and using virtual reality and giving them, you have 2 seconds to make that call. Whether you're wearing goggles or not, you're seeing it somehow, and you have to make the call. You're timed for accuracy, for speed. I think there is a way to train. Now nothing.
Yeah, it can't hurt.
It can't
More
hurt.
of this training can't hurt.
And that lends itself to, make them full time and make them train for all the time. I don't know.
What if there were a couple that could be made full time, but you have to earn it, and it's not just everyone's full time today, but you can achieve tenured status or you achieve a certain level. It encourages guys to put more work in because they want to do that, but it's also not just throwing money at everyone.
So Possibly, but it's got to be consistent for every game, you know. So if you're going to do that, then,
The crew
then there has
chief
to be
for
like
every-
at least one or a minimum of 2 full-timers per game.
I think the expedited replay to me is just it's the what if we can perfect what it can and can't.
I agree. Like, why can't they New
It should be-
York, be better?
It should be absolutely everything.
Right.
Everything that happens.
I agree.
Should be able to. Hey, you call DPI, spot foul on this play. It's not DPI. We're picking up the flag. 1st and 10 from the 25. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why that needs to be.
And
They don't want to be like embarrassed, or it's like it feels like an ego thing. Because why wouldn't you just?
But
do
isn't
that?
it more embarrassing to get it wrong?
Yes.
Because then it becomes a national story that they blew some call.
Well,
So like.
yeah, as a referee myself, like you just want to get it right. Like if I was wrong or I missed something or I was late to something, and I'm thinking a lot about like these hockey ref seminars that I have to do online, and it's a lot of like what we're talking about, getting reps. And there's we'll always do segments in those seminars where they'll put a play up, and then they'll say, all right, what do you got? And then in the chat, but you'll see. And maybe this is a hockey thing because I think hockey, it's like, all right, you could get an interference on that. That could be a hook. Like there's some gray area between the calls, but it's always interesting to me how even the refs, everybody sees it a little different, and what might be a major penalty in hockey to some people might, I only got a minor on that one, so it is a little bit subjective, and and that's how they do it. I imagine that's what the refs do for the NFL. Like they probably do these same kind of Zoom calls where they play some videos and they show stuff, but there's no replication of live game reps and doing it live and having to make the call and seeing it quick and recognizing it. But it's a really hard job. I just hope they can get to a point where we all just feel like it's on the level. And I think there have been times this year where it hasn't felt on the level.
I agree with Belichick when he said, make everything reviewable. Don't increase the number of times a team can review. You can keep that the same, but they can challenge anything.
Yeah, I think the one thing that you might get an advantage for with more experience is like holding, like in the trenches, offensive and defensive line. Guys will use certain techniques on the offensive line or pass rush moves or whatever, and it like might look like a hold, but like the guys that play the game or have played the game are like, that's not holding. Right, like that's a rip move. He ripped through, and now he's in a compromised position, so it looks like holding. But he did that to himself. Like he put him there. So maybe if you had some of this more full-time training, like these referees would know what a rip move is and would understand like when that happens, like that's not a hold. Or like now it's the big one is the snatch move where the guy just kind of pulls the guy forward and pulls the table out from underneath him, and they're calling that holds a lot of the time. But that's like a technique that's being coached to the offensive line. So that's like a football play. Like that's not, it's not like holding like when you get outside the frame and you're pulling guys down. So like I wonder if maybe some of those things like.
What would you think about the incorporation of the delayed call? So in other words, like lacrosse, flags down, but if it doesn't,
play on.
if
Yeah.
it doesn't have any bearing on the play, okay, forget it. And they do the same thing. All right, I saw this hold way over there. I'm going to throw the flag, delayed call, but at the end of the play, if it didn't have anything to do with the play, then I'll pick it up. I don't know.
Yeah, so there was
I don't hate it.
I like that.
I could hear more about it
because there was a play for the Patriots a couple weeks ago that Jack Westover got called for a hold that wiped out like a 20-yard run, and as the ball was already like 10 yards past Jack Westover, he took down his guy.
But I also think it was a bad call.
But the point is I'm trying to make is that not only was that kind of an iffy call, it also like he already blocked the guy. Like it had no bearing whatsoever on the play. But it maybe by the letter of the law it was a hold, but it was a hold that happened 10 yards away from the actual ball.
And maybe okay, so maybe on these delayed calls, it doesn't have a bearing, so you don't negate the play, but the player that committed the penalty has to sit out a play.
So they play 10 on 11?
No. You can substitute, but it could be your best left tackle.
You go sit on the sideline.
You go to the power play.
It could be your best left tackle that has to sit out a play because you just held it.
Ever.
It's a little like the uncatchable thing, where it's like, it would have been, but he wasn't catchable. So
they don't seem to call that anymore.
No.
And
I hate that's one of my rules that I hate the most, just because I've seen too many ridiculous catches.
Yeah.
You
just
know?
don't know.
Can I ask you, Ev, when you go to practice during the course of the season, are there ever any refs out there?
Not during the course of the season.
So I was watching whatever the version of Hard Knocks in season is. Is that what they call it now?
Yeah.
I think it's the NFC East. I was watching the Giants a little bit. It was the week that the Patriots were playing the Giants, and there was an official out there. I didn't remember there being officials at practices during the course of the season, but this was
Might be a way.
Yeah, like Jackson Dart was talking to one of the offensive coaches, and
Maybe.
there was a ref.
I've never seen a ref in uniform.
Just a training
maybe
camp,
they're
right?
coming and hanging out and saying like, so guys can off to the side can say, hey, like I got a question for you, like is this holding or is that
I also
whatever.
wonder if it was an actual current NFL ref or maybe someone.
Gene Steratore was there.
Yeah,
or
like
something.
maybe someone who's looking to work his way up and he's trying to get some practice in.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'd kind of like to see the elimination of that points of emphasis where you get into the preseason and everybody's getting called for this one random penalty, and then you get to the regular season and it kind of
that would be
disappears.
part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And we've gone a while on this, but just simplifying the rule book a little bit, and like I've kind of ranted a little bit about the two guys in motion, right? So now the second guy is finishing his shift and he's not quite set for a full second flag. Like, can we eliminate these things? Can we allow the tackle to maybe be offset a little bit from time to time, as long as he's not egregiously in the backfield?
Yeah.
Like if he's like way behind everybody, call that. But those rules were all put in play to clarify things for the defense. That's why there was the sort of implementation of like you need 7 guys on the line of scrimmage and there's only a certain amount of guys that are eligible, was all to make things a little bit easier for the defense to understand who they had to cover. Like if the tackle is a little bit offset, no one thinks, oh, well, he's off the line. He's eligible. Like I understand you're getting an advantage in pass protection because that's why the guys do it, is because they don't trust their pass sets and whatnot. But some of those little things, I think they could make it a lot easier for the referees themselves, because it's not an easy thing to do. As much criticism as I give them, I recognize that it's a hard sport to officiate.
I think the offensive line alignment thing is important because of what it gives them a head start.
Yeah.
But the one that bugs me the most, that wipes out more big plays across the league, is the illegal shift.
Yes.
And I still have not heard a great explanation as to what major advantage the offense is getting that Hunter Henry is like finishing his shift and his like feet aren't totally set, and that somehow is some huge advantage to the offense.
Well, so what we're seeing though is people like making that mistake. If you eliminate the rule, now think of what teams could do.
Well, but I think the important part of the rule.
So he's in motion. What's
but
the big deal?
Have 3 guys in motion.
Oh, no. You can only have one guy in motion at a time.
Yeah.
The important part of the rule that needs to stay in is that you can't be motioning towards the line of scrimmage. This is an arena football.
Yeah,
right. You can't.
I agree
You
with
can't
that.
get a running start at the line of scrimmage, but he's not getting a running start.
That play in the Monday night game that wiped out a touchdown that had nothing to do with the play.
It has more big plays get taken off the board because of illegal shifts than any other penalty that like that. Pre-snap procedural penalty.
I think they could simplify things and
then
not
these
the least
days,
of which
with
is
all
the catch.
With all the mobile quarterbacks extending plays, is the ineligible man downfield too.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah, and that one that rule is different from the college rule, which I like, because in college you get these RPOs where these linemen are like 8 yards down the field. It's like, this is ridiculous. Like, how are you supposed to defend that? But now you're right. There was a play, I think it might have been the Giants game too, where Drake slid in bounds and took a sack, and it was a screen. It was supposed to be a screen, and the screen got blown up, but he couldn't throw the pass because there was linemen down the field. So if he had thrown the pass, then he would have gotten called for a illegal man down the field. So instead of having to throw the ball away, he ended up taking a hit, in a sack to not avoid the penalties. So that rule I kind of like, but the shifts need to do something about the shifting. It's ridiculous.
All right, let's see what people have to say. Sam's in Easton. Hey, Sam.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Sam?
Good. Yeah, I had a question for you guys, but first I wanted to say shout out to Ludlow. I know Alex is from there. I'm from Wilbraham initially, and I heard you guys snickering about Western Mass a little bit last week.
What?
Oh,
You guys
Snicker?
did?
We'll be snickering
No.
about
I've
it a
never
little bit this week too.
snickered.
Yeah, I know. I'm a UMass grad too, so it's a great area. But
love it.
way,
Go
Is
Chog.
UMass considered Central Mass or is that Western Mass?
That's Western.
Western, yeah.
It's still
okay.
Western.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to know like what your guys' game day experience is
Worcester,
like, and the element of being a fan, having to miss out on, watching with your friends, tailgating, having beers. What's that like for you guys? I've always wondered that.
Good question.
Well, from my experience, like,
what's the worst part of the job for you?
No,
What's that like?
No, well, I mean, when I started this like blogging stuff, like I was in California by myself, and that was why I loved Twitter back then, because that was my connection. But a lot of the games I would watch by myself. Like I would work for Bleacher Report doing live blogs during the game, and so I didn't really like. There were times when I went to the bar and watched with people, but I never really. I mean, other than watching games growing up with my family, I never really had like a group of guys that we went to Patriot games and watched. I mean, I am jealous when I walk through the parking lot and I think, man, it'd be great to just have a couple drinks and a sausage and, watch the game and not have to worry about, working. But it's different, but I enjoy it in a different way.
Yeah, we were driving in today. I mentioned my son's here today, and he went to the Monday night game against the Giants. He went with my brother-in-law, my nephew. They had a group
what's
of
that
about
like?
12 of them, right? So we're driving in just now, and he's like, yeah, we were right over there. He goes, it was like absolutely electric. It was such a cool night. The vibe was so cool, and they had all this food and stuff. And that's to answer the question in one sentence. I was jealous of my son. Being able to enjoy it that way. It's been a long time.
I watched the first 16 years of the dynasty with my dad. And then I started covering the team in 2018.
You're like Bill Simmons.
So
Maybe you should make a documentary about it.
That for both of us, that was hard. Like it was hard to. Now I'm working on Sunday, and he's at home watching the game, and we literally every Sunday it was me and him on the couch watching every Patriots
game. The thing I
game.
regret the most is I haven't been able to cheer for the Patriots in over 30 years.
But Fred, you cheer for the Patriots
during
every
a
day.
game.
We sit next to you in the press box.
Point blank.
Sure. Okay. I'm more professional than 99% of those people.
I will say that you stay reasonably quiet.
You hear it because you're sitting next to me.
But it's more, in your point, it's really more about when bad things.
I do that. There's a lot of heavy sighing.
Yeah, there is.
There's a lot of heavy sighing.
That's when I get nervous when Fred starts heavy sighing. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
This isn't good.
There's a lot of heavy
And there's
sighing.
nothing, back to the officials, there's nothing like the meaningless defensive hold call on third down against the Patriots on the complete opposite side of the field.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And then he just goes back to his ball.
Well, then I have to type it. That's ridiculous.
No.
All right. Thanks, Sam.
I
Appreciate
liked
the call.
against the Giants. There was somebody from I don't know if it was Giants organization or in the press corps, but like on that, would they take the first touchdown? Did they score or they score first or something? I don't know. They had a touchdown right.
And they were all stunned.
And no, he was kind of like there we go, and then he went down the line and was tapping everybody like yeah. And then I just watched the slow descent into a loss, and then by the end he's just face palming on the desk.
We had a lot of Kwani and I had a lot of, and Ashok had a lot of Giants guys right behind us on the dining chairs and stuff, and they were pretty quiet. They weren't really cheering, but once the Marcus Jones play happened, we were just kind of looking back at them. How are you guys doing?
We got held up for
I
the
always so where we sit, we're on the third level. It's tiers. There's 3 tiers, and we're on the third level. And if you go down and to our right is always the visiting team PR. So I always, when there's a good play, I always see what's going on down there.
But it's nothing if not a gracious winner.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, it's always interesting in the press box. I mean, just last game we had John Mara who walks through. We get held up, but
I
it's
hate when that happens.
you see the GMs.
There needs
the
to be a separate
staff.
elevator for the ownership group. We got a job to do. You're in my way. Now we have to wait for the elevator, and then you're late to the press conferences because the Maras had to go through. It's can't we get a
Nothing was like
different
Jerry
elevator
Jones
owner
for
of the
these
team.
people?
Jerry Jones was a good one. Whenever the Cowboys were here, I remember that one. We were coming in after the pregame show, and all of a sudden, it's just a mob of people. Jerry Jones going up. But it's always weird to me that they sit in the press box. Is that just access to a room?
Oh no, they don't sit in
sit
the
in
press
the
box.
suite.
Yeah.
Oh, they're in
They
a
sit
suite that's
but in order to get
They
down
walk
to
through.
the
That's the only
buses
outlet.
I got
or
you.
wherever their
Yeah.
VIP sedan is,
Yeah.
they have to go through.
It's always weird to me.
That's
Like,
where all their security
Yeah,
is. Like
it's-
right out here is how they all get out.
Yeah.
It's strange to see, like, even when I see Elliot Wolf, like, in the halftime, and you're like
Yeah,
I'm.
some of
I know,
some
you
of the
see Elliot
Patriots,
Wolf every week. You're just like, they're getting dessert.
Well,
and next
some
time
of the
like, hey.
Patriots guys are in the press box.
In the Meadowlands, or whatever they call it now, at halftime, the visiting team literally has to sprint through the press box to get down to the locker room.
Yeah.
So that they can be there for the halftime, whatever they're doing, But it's a mad dash for them.
Maybe we should just get them a phone.
in New
or
Jersey.
something. You can just FaceTime. You can do that or whatever.
Nate's in Connecticut. What's up, Nate? Nate? What's up, Nate?
It's not
All
like,
right.
It's not like me.
Yeah, he
All
had to
right.
go back.
Must have
Um,
been in class.
we
Yeah,
gotta
I had
take
to
a
go back to
break.
class.
He probably had a break
when we
between
come back-
classes, and we just
Yeah.
missed him.
More emails, more calls right after this. Whether you're in the game or betting on the game, you'll need a game plan. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots, provides you with everything you need to build your personal betting game plan so you can get in on all the action while practicing safe bets. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn more about all the safe betting tools DraftKings has to offer. Hope is here, 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Physically present in Massachusetts. See DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get My Plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
With FedEx One Rate, you can ship to your student for a simple, predictable flat rate. Send a box full of home-baked treats that say, "Your father and I miss you." Or send a box full of instant noodles that says, "Your father and I would like you to stop asking us for money." Either way, one rate fits all. FedEx One Rate. 2-day shipping, one flat rate. Starting at $14.50. Visit FedEx.com/one-rate for details. Exclusions apply.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction.
That means that the Patriots are indeed the champions of the American Football Conference of the National Football League.
What do you remember about the 1985 Patriots?
We got this far. This ain't stopping us now. We're going to win the next one. Yeah.
A team that made New England believe.
If you have a group of people that can pull together the way these guys did, there's no limit to what you can do.
Now, 40 years later, we're going back to revisit the team that changed everything.
That 85 season really put us in the spotlight of Boston and Massachusetts and New England.
We were the first to ever even break through in the playoffs and break through to get to the Super Bowl.
We're the first team to ever go to the Super Bowl that many road trips.
We were very first to get this franchise to a Super Bowl.
Hear reflections from the players and coaches who lived it.
Raymond Berry brought that team together, and he was the reason. There's no question about it. He was the reason we got to the Super Bowl, and we had a lot of fun getting there.
Brothers, man. Love you, man.
The Tuca flies into the end zone. Touchdown, New England.
They were a special group in their own right because they were well grounded and they came to the mentality that of what it really does take to be a good football team.
Mixed with the unforgettable sounds of the 1985 season.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, baby.
It stinks. The jinx is dead, baby. I'm too young to remember that anyway. I don't know nothing about it either.
From the fumble drills and the goalposts walking down Route 1 to squish the fish and bury the bears. Join us for another edition of the Patriots Super Bowl Sound Odyssey, 1985, a 10-part podcast available starting this December on all Patriots platforms. All right, we're excited now to be joined by Andy Borregales, Patriots kicker. Andy, thanks for stopping in here after practice.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
How was your bye week, first off?
It was good. Went back home. Got away from the cold for a little bit. I actually kind of missed it, so came back, and it was exciting. But yeah, had fun down there. Just was really just with family.
Yeah, we were in the locker room today, and I don't know if you felt this, but I just felt like the energy was up a notch. Obviously, a big game this weekend with the Bills, a division title on the line. I mean, have you felt a little uptick here as we get into December and things start to, get a little bit more serious?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're really just trying to take it, game by game. We're just excited to play. I think that's why the energy is a little different. We haven't played in a week, so or pretty much 2 weeks. Then we'll play. But we're just excited just to go out there and have fun. Yeah.
You mentioned you miss the cold.
Yeah,
we don't miss the cold very often. So.
I think it's just because I'm new to it. But it was, I think it was like 85 degrees on there.
Nice.
And I was like, dang, like I kind of miss when it was a little chilly. I'm not gonna lie.
I like that. That. What goes into preparing to kick in these conditions though up here? And obviously, cold, wind, snow. Does it change anything about how you approach your job?
Not much. It's really just be aware of like your surroundings, like the weather, the wind, whatever it is, because that's something I can't control. So it's not something that I can really, I guess, plan for or prepare for. To really just go out there and keep my same routine and just adjust to whatever, temperature, weather, however it is, just adjust to it.
Does it help practicing in the stadium? You guys kick in the stadium pretty frequently. Does that help with the wind direction and all that stuff and kind of knowing that for game day?
Yeah, definitely. Especially like if it's like a really windy day, we'll go in the stadium and just hit a couple in there and feel it out. And it definitely gives me an advantage just because I know the tendencies of the wind in that stadium and stuff like that.
Bills coming back around. Probably the biggest kick of your season was against these guys last time. Just how have you developed that skill as a kicker when you come on and it's a big kick? How do you maintain your focus and just being able to avoid the pressure of all that?
I mean, realistically, I just try to stay level-headed. I like to say just stay neutral. Don't get too high, don't get too low, and really just go out there and I'm here for a reason. God put me in this position to, showcase what the blessings that He gave me, and just trying to be a blessing and go out there and do my job.
Was it a process for you being able to do that? When you started your career, started playing this game as a young guy, and I mean, is it, is that a skill you can work on, that mental toughness?
I feel like you definitely can. But there's some aspect where it's definitely just inherited, I guess you could say, because some people, just can't handle it, I guess you could say. And some people can handle it better than others. But, in the position that I chose to play, it just happens to be the one
it comes with the job,
pressure.
Right?
But, it's exciting, though.
Yeah.
Going back to that week 5 kick again, when you're on the sideline and Drake's driving, are you watching him? Are you getting ready to kick the ball? Like what's kind of going through your head? What's your process as he's trying to put you guys into range to have you kick that? Really,
I'm kicking into the net, just staying warm, staying ready, and then once we're in field goal range, I'll kind of be paying attention to what down it is, the clock, and if we have a timeout or not, and things like that, and we do have a timeout, I'll kind of be a little bit more calm, just because we don't have to, rush out there.
Right.
And really just unless it's third down, I'm at the net just kicking. But once third down hits, I'm right on the sideline just getting ready to go out there.
Travion won, NFL Rookie of the Month. You won an AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. This rookie class really made an impact this year, and remember talking to Jeremy Springer in the spring and him saying when they were looking at kickers, I want a guy who can come in and be one of the guys. It's not just you, it's Julian too on special teams. What can you say about this rookie class and how you guys have all come together here?
It's awesome. Obviously it's the rookie class that I came in with, and I can't really speak for any other rookie class, but I feel like we definitely came in here and just put our heads down and went to work. We knew our role, and we're just playing our role, and just being a blessing.
You, Julian, and Bryce are like attached to the hip, I'm sure, just always together. I think Vrabel mentioned that a couple weeks ago.
They're always together.
The three of you are just. What's it been like just working with those three guys? And how much has Bryce, being a veteran a little bit here and having some experience in the league helped you out?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, me and Julian, we did pre-draft together, so I've been with him since January of last year. Or
Not sick of him yet?
Oh, I am. I love him and love Bryce too. And Bryce has really helped us, kind of just get grounded and be like, look, yeah, you're in the NFL, but there's still work to do. And he definitely helps us with just the mentality of being a NFL player and really just learning how to be a pro.
Last one for me, Andy. Now, one of my favorite videos from the summer was I think it was your girlfriend surprising you.
Wife.
Your wife,
Yep,
sorry.
my wife.
Your wife surprising you with a dog out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Want to check in? I'm a new dog dad myself this year. Evan's a big dog. He's got a big dog as well. So, how are things going there in the household with 4 dogs? Is that right?
Yeah, 4 dogs. It's great. Does get a little hectic at times. But, wouldn't change a thing. Our little dachshund, his name is Kane. He's the alpha. He's the alpha. Even though he's the smallest, but he'll show some teeth.
Yeah. I got a Chiweenie, half dachshund, half Chihuahua. So they run the house.
You know what I'm talking about.
The attitude.
Yeah, and then he bosses around our Doberman. So it's funny to see, but it's awesome.
It's always the little ones that think that they're the big ones, and they come out. And then my dog Atlas, he's a Rhodesian Ridgeback, so he's 95 pounds. So these little ones will act like they're the big dogs, and then they'll give them one growl, and they're like, okay. Yeah.
See, my dog, he doesn't. He stays. He stands his ground.
Yeah.
I remember once came downstairs and they're fighting. I was like, all right, whatever. Next thing you know, I just see him bite the Doberman's lip, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And then he's just growling. He's like, Rrr. I'm like, dude, just stop. I'm like, he's 110 pounds.
Yeah.
You're 20 pounds on a heavy, you ate good type of day.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. It's definitely something to look forward to every single day. So
yeah.
Are you always this chill? Because I feel like as a kicker, this is a pretty good trait to have. That you're
pretty much. I try to just be mellow. Just again, don't get too high, don't get too low.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, great. Good luck this weekend against the Bills, and thanks for sitting down with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And now, great moments in history.
She's trying to make the point that the Eagles lost Super Bowl 39
because they let that out.
Because Bill told the Patriots that the Eagles were planning their parade route.
Right, and big secret. I'm going to let out of the box here. Every team that's in the Super Bowl, they're behind the scenes are planning for the parade logistics.
Oh, you're not supposed to say that.
Everybody does that.
It's also crazy, too, what a lot of people don't know. Every team that's in the AFC Championship game, people behind the scenes are planning for if their team were to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly, because if you don't, you're negligent.
Yes.
Everybody's doing it.
Freddie,
it's bad luck. It wouldn't be the show if Eric didn't scold someone.
That's another great moment from
Go ahead, Deuce. I almost did it.
That's right, Fred. It's time for the Copilot question of the week presented by Microsoft Copilot, where every day is game day and where every decision is powered by insight, innovation. Microsoft technology helps to make decisions faster, insights sharper, and strategies more adaptive. And guys, we're talking AFC East championships today. So the Patriots have a chance for it. So my first question for you is, can you name the AFC East championships prior to 2001? We all know they went on a big run 2001 on to, the dynasty years. But before that, how many did they win, Paul?
Oh, altogether?
Well, just can you name what they were?
Before 2001.
There weren't too many.
78.
Yes.
86.
Yes.
96.
Yeah.
I'm missing one?
97.
Oh, 97. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
4 times. And last part of this question, though, is when was the earliest that they clinched the AFC East?
07.
Would have to have been, right?
Yeah, they were undefeated. Do you know what week it happened?
That'll do it.
11.
Week 11. Wow. See, this is why we always have to have true? Week 11.
Well, they were undefeated.
I know, but still, week 11 out of 16 games.
Well, how soon can you clinch? Like,
as soon as someone lost 6 games.
Week 11.
Right? Because when you're 11-0, the worst you can go is 11-5. So as long as someone had 6, if everybody else had 6 losses, you clinch.
Yeah. So I mean, looking back, you see they got division championship in the 70s, division champion in the 80s, couple in the 90s. We know what happened in the 2000 and the 2010s. So now in the 2020s, I think it's time to get one. What do you guys think?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
go. And that reminds me, I flagged an email here that I want to read. This is from Justin. And he says, Patriots Nation, listen up. I know we were 4-13 the last 2 seasons. We stunk worse than your grandpa's cologne. Today, though, is a new day. The 2025 Patriots are 11-2. We have a stud quarterback. We have talent all over the field. We have a great coaching staff. Most importantly, we have a chance to beat the freaking Buffalo Bills in Week 15 to win the division at home. Let's go. Get hyped. Get psyched. The boys are back. The Patriots are back. Let's turn that bison into ground meat this weekend and get those hats and T-shirts. This is what we live for as fans. Get all this negative talk out of here. It's time to get back to what is rightfully ours and kick the crap out of Buffalo.
All right.
Well said, Justin.
There we go.
Thank you. So, good stuff.
You ready to run through a wall, Alice?
Was that written in all caps?
A lot of exclamation points.
Yeah, Fred captures the spirit of the thing, the way he reads it.
Finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Ben in Brooklyn, great discussion of analytics yesterday and today. Just want to add a couple things. One, Evan is excellent at film review, not just analytics. So does he mean he's good at film review or not at analytics, or maybe both? I don't know.
He's analyzing the film.
No, I think he's giving him a compliment, saying he's really good at film review as well as analytics.
Okay. Yeah. 2, totally agree with Paul that analytics have enhanced the game versus 1980s style punting from the opponent's 40. I agree with that. 3, having said that, particularly for yes-no outcomes with major consequences, nothing replaces good judgment. Vrabel and company have killed it. Mike McDaniel has not. And 4, did you even read Bart from Poland's email after you made fun of his health? That was his email.
That was the email.
That was it. He just wanted to tell us he was in the hospital listening, and he said he was going to be fine.
Good.
So
okay, good. That's
I
why
knew
we
he
I'm
was
glad
going to
he
be.
did that because he writes in quite a bit, so we might have been worried otherwise.
Yeah. No, he said he was going to be fine.
Fine.
So,
It's our
but
guy.
if he dies, he dies.
Drago.
Things could turn. What?
Take a turn for the worse. You never know. I mean, life's funny. You guys.
You gotta hope he pulls through because
We love Bart. Bart, call in when you're able, Bart, please.
Jatar writes in, what's up, everybody? I for sure was a fan saying that the Bills' window was closed 2 years later. I'm starting to think the window will never be closed as long as Allen is their quarterback. That's probably true.
Yep.
I for sure think that this game won't be the same as Week 5 game. I hope that this can be the game where May goes for 300-plus yards and 3-plus touchdowns in a shootout with Josh Allen. Patriots 34, Bills 30. I don't.
I could see something.
I want
like
it to
that.
be 34-0.
Do you remember the last time there were 2, elite quarterbacks in the same division kind of going back and forth? I mean, there's probably an obvious one that's just not popping into my head right now.
2 elite
But I'm thinking
quarterbacks in the same division.
Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, they didn't really cross over too much, I guess. A little bit. I mean,
Kelly Marino would be one, but that's a long time ago.
Yeah, right.
That's a good one, though.
Can you think of any others, though?
What about AFC West?
Yeah, I mean, you had Rivers there for a while.
Stabler and...
Oh, now you're getting
No.
really in the weeds.
No.
But it's kind of interesting. You can't really think of one where there was, a division where there were 2 guys that, are going to kind of go back and forth for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how elite, but could you say Flacco, Roethlisberger?
I was gonna say that, but then stopped at the elite.
Well, Joe Flacco is definitely elite, right?
Is he?
I don't know. That's like a running joke on Twitter.
Is
I mean,
elite?
I think that would qualify for what you're asking.
Yeah.
I don't know if it.
Yeah.
It certainly doesn't rise to the level of Kelly Marino.
Right.
But
you know what I'm getting at with Allen and May, though, that this could be, something really special.
yeah, and I think you have a chance with Mahomes and Herbert.
Yeah.
I don't know what Nick's is going to be. I don't know if he'll ever. I think he's kind of destined to be a good sort of game manager type guy.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe he gets better and better, and he's in that conversation too. It kind of speaks to the biggest problem in the AFC East when Brady was dominating it was nobody could figure out quarterback and coach.
Right.
And they just kept cycling through all these different guys. Probably the best quarterback in the division through Brady's tenure was Chad Pennington.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that's,
Doesn't that seem weird in retrospect? Like, I think there's maybe just been more high-quality quarterbacks coming in the league lately, but it just seems crazy to me that those three teams basically went 20 years without finding
we were
the
forcing
guy.
them into bad decisions,
Yeah.
the Patriots. They were
Yeah.
under a lot of pressure. It's true. Todd's in North Carolina.
I'm gonna
What's
run to
up,
the locker
Todd?
room, get a vibe check. I'll be
All
back.
right.
You don't like that.
There's nothing there for you, Deuce.
You don't care for it.
They need me. They don't.
Fred's been a little
Hey, guys,
cranky.
I sent in.
What's up, Todd? Go
Sorry,
ahead.
Todd.
So I sent in a little quiz because we were on the break weekend here, and I thought it would be nice to play a game. So Fred didn't like it, so I'm going to try to make something a little bit simpler. Which of the current teams that would be in the playoffs as it was this time, you think that Drake May and our offensive coach, Mr. McDaniels, would help the most? I was thinking Tampa or the Eagles, but then I settled on the Texans because I think if you give the Texans an offense, they might be unstoppable. So I just want to hear your answers. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Well.
Why does it have to be like? As is often the case, I don't always understand the instructions. Josh McDaniels would be the coordinator for one of the other playoff teams.
And Drake May would be the quarterback.
Oh.
So you insert those two. Which playoff team would they help the most?
So Indianapolis.
Yeah, right now.
Good
But
point.
they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Philip.
He's 44 years old and
He's a granddad.
I don't.
And they're still a
You're
playoff.
not even a grandfather
listen.
yet.
I'm not close.
Right, Will?
I'm not trying to I lost a little weight. Okay, so I'm not looking down my nose. But I don't know if you guys saw anything about Phillip Rivers. You guys see any of these pictures?
No.
Little doughy.
Skinny?
Really?
Oh, really?
Little doughy. So not only 44,
He might
hasn't
need
played in
that.
5 years. I'm not
he's
sure
gonna
how
take some
ready.
hits though. Like he might
Dad bod
want
for
the
sure.
cushion.
So yeah, I mean that's the team that doesn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
The other teams have a good, they have good quarterbacks.
No, that's the one.
That's the answer.
Most of the playoff teams have good quarterbacks. I mean, I don't know how good, but most of them.
Well, to the point of the call,
Denver?
it would get them over the needle. It would get them over the hump the most. Whereas, I don't know, the Texans you might need more. Like the Colts were really freaking good, and then they lost their quarterback.
Yeah, I think the Colts have a really good offense. When Daniel Jones was healthy, they had a really good offense. I think May is a lot better than Daniel Jones, so maybe they would have a great offense. Denver, I think Bo Nix has been fine. He's winning games, but I think May is a lot better than Bo Nix. I think he would win a lot of games.
Francisco's in North Carolina. Hey, Francisco.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Hey.
Hello.
So I got to start off with So a while back when I got that, I ain't got to receive the T-shirt yet. So first wondering, do I need to send another email in with my?
Yeah, I don't know, Matt. What's the deal?
I've been sending them out all in piles. I'm just waiting for the pile to get big enough to send out. I'll just send out your shirt now for you.
So
Francisco's is a special one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then so I'm gonna follow up with so I'm not watching the all 22 or anything, but I was wondering are we given opportunities? I understand there, we might not have enough opportunities, but I know a couple weeks back we threw a quick little slant to Kyle Williams that turned into like 17 yards or whatever. So I was wondering if have we done any more? How often are we doing it to where we're giving him the ball in space? And then my prediction for this week is, I don't know how bold I would say it is, but I think this is going to be the game where everyone's like, this is Drake May's MVP game. Someone in college, we're like, that's the Heisman moment. I think this is where we're going to solidify. Yeah, that's where that's where Drake May became Drake May. All right. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Thanks, Francisco.
I think Kyle Williams is the fifth receiver. So he's going to get periodic opportunities when someone gets banged up. I think in the Giants game, there was a play or two early in the game where Booty looked like he limped to the sideline. I think Kyle Williams got a couple more reps. Fortunately for Kyle Williams, one of those happened to be a deep ball that he was on the field instead of Booty, and he made a play. But I wouldn't expect Kyle Williams to be a big part of the offense at this stage, going forward, unless there's injuries in front of him. Would you guys, disagree with that?
I just think there's already so many guys ahead of him that Drake just has great chemistry with, and that's even beyond the receivers. That's even the tight ends, and that's even Ramondre, like, throwing the ball too. So I kind of feel the same way as you.
Yeah, I mean, I think they like what they have in Booty. Is there more explosiveness with Kyle Williams over Booty? Probably, but Booty's a far better player right now by a lot.
And it has to be there too.
Yeah.
Like Kyle Williams, like, he's making strides for sure, but I think Fred always harped on this. Like, it's not looking right in a lot of these games with either.
It's
the
looking better though.
connection.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But there's still a long way to go, I think.
Yeah. I think they're moving him around a little bit more away. The short passes just didn't look good. He just didn't have a knack for it. I don't know. But it's getting better. Travis in West Virginia says the call you took from Nate in Connecticut just before the break was the most interesting call he's ever had.
Oh, wow.
Travis likes, he's a big
Travis
one
stirs
with
the pot.
listener on listener crime.
I do like that, though.
Yeah.
You got to have that. You got to have, like, that
Sure.
provocateur.
Yeah.
The agitators.
Yeah.
We're talking about the division rivalry quarterback thing.
Yeah, Mike's thing.
Bruno says we could have had Roger Stafford, but the Lions decided to be a joke. Yeah,
Rodgers, Stafford. Yeah. Yeah.
And Barton Poland says, if I die, it's on you, Fred. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much funnier because when we did Guess That Listener, Bart is the one that was pictured with Fred, and Fred still didn't guess who he was correctly. And now you're like, yeah, if he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies.
If you want to hear something funny about how making fun of death and grieving, there's this podcast that was with Jason Bateman and who's the guy with the deep Will Arnett.
I
and
heard
there's
this
a third guy,
and
they had
really
Conan
good.
O'Brien as a guest, and they're talking about when his father died and the texts that went back and forth. And Conan blamed it on Jason Bateman. He said, he killed my father. And then, like, 2 weeks later, his mother died, and somebody. So Will Arnett texted Conan O'Brien and said, "Do you know where Jason Bateman was last night?" And then it went on like this, and then somebody else texted Conan O'Brien and said, Jason wants your sister's address. and like, this is like a guy who just lost his mother and father.
Literally just lost his parents.
And Conan's like, this is how I grieve, though.
Yeah.
I love this. This was okay.
That's a Boston guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that making the rounds on Twitter.
That was funny.
I didn't like see all the details. I'm glad you had all the pieces because you know me. Like I see it, but I'm not going to click on it.
Right. you draw a conclusion without getting the facts.
And I
read the headline.
And you know what I drew?
What?
A very accurate conclusion. You just gave me the facts, and that's pretty much exactly how I figured it must have gone.
Okay.
Something like that.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Tyler in New Jersey writes in, love the show, love Catch 22. I completely agree with Evan on how annoying the fans have been this year, especially our very own Patriots fans. If I hear anything about Denver and the altitude again, my head might burst. There shouldn't be any team we're afraid of. And if we lose, altitude or home field advantage are BS excuses. There's no team in the AFC that should beat us besides maybe the Bills. That's it. And finally, to all the fans crying about the deadline, if you want to see a firsthand example, go look at the Colts, who gave up 2 firsts for an overrated corner and are now going to miss the playoffs. Thank God our team was firm on principle and stuck with it. Have a nice day. Not sure
I understand the email.
What's
I
the
would
deadline?
say the first thing, you have the opposite view of the Patriots fans based on what Evan's talking about. It's the obnoxiousness of the fans, not people worried about playing in Denver. So you have the wrong view of the fans. So you're really not agreeing with Evan. The second part is, would it make you feel better if Drake May broke his leg on Sunday because you didn't make any big moves and forfeit any draft picks at the trade deadline?
Would it make me feel any better?
Yeah.
No.
Wouldn't make me feel any better either. Like somehow, like it's not it's okay that they didn't make any moves at the deadline because Daniel Jones broke his leg and then tore his Achilles, and the Colts season is falling apart. But they shouldn't have. That shows you that they shouldn't have made any moves to try to better their team.
Well, yeah,
like that's a very flawed logic.
They're not. Yeah,
they fell apart because of the quarterback basically suffered a catastrophic injury, and their season's probably over because of it. Not because they made a move to get Sauce Gardner at the deadline. They needed that. They needed to bolster their secondary. But he was a Jet, so he sucks. I just like to read between the lines of Patriots fans sometimes.
It is a slippery slope.
Yeah. He's not well.
Why not?
Tell me the part of my analysis of that email that you disagree with. That you disagree with.
Well, but you're having these arguments like in your head.
That's what he's. No.
I know.
I'm reading what he. I'm interpreting what he wrote.
Yeah.
That's what he wrote.
You're interpreting it.
It was a bad move to get. I think he called him an overrated corner, and now look at their season, as if acquiring the overrated corner is the reason why their season's not out of control now.
Right.
The two have nothing to do with each other.
Nothing to do with each other.
I would not feel any better if I still had my first round pick if Drake May gets hurt and is out for the year. That would not make me feel any better than the Colts feel right now.
But how does this get back to Patriots fans?
Because he's saying that's the Patriots fans were whining about not making a trade at the deadline.
Oh, okay.
That's the premise. That's what he's saying. He's mad at Patriots fans because they were whining.
It's probably not the best comparison to use because they're not correlated. Like if Daniel Jones doesn't get injured, maybe he goes on to make a game-saving interception in the Super Bowl.
Right. You don't know.
You
do what you do. I don't.
Maybe the Colts weren't good enough to do what they did. That may ultimately end up being a bad play by was it Ballard? Is he still there?
I don't know.
Who's their GM?
Oh, Ballard.
Chris Ballard. Right? Yeah,
definitely.
Maybe ultimately that's going to end up being a bad move for them. They gave up a lot, no doubt about it. They gave up 2 first-round picks for a corner.
But also, how do you blame them? Because look at the AFC.
They're
in win now mode. Like those are the moves you go out and make when you're in win now mode.
I agree.
Yeah. Theo writes in, I was just on a demo call with a sales guy from Utah, and he randomly muted and turned his camera off and came back and said a big-time Patriots player had just walked through their cubicles and everyone went to say hi. I wonder who it was. Well,
who's that in Utah?
It can't be a big-time player that's currently on the team because they're here.
In Utah? That's what it said?
Yeah.
It was last week? During the bye week?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe it was last week, but he just said I was just on it. Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the guy that would be shutting down an office.
Who would go back to Utah from the Patriots?
Tonga is the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. Maybe it was him.
Why don't you
but is he like a big time guy? Like
no, but that's where Alex's in-depth knowledge of the entire roster comes into play. Tonga, he'd be the one guy in Utah.
He's from Utah and he went to BYU.
Why don't you purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka?
Emailer, please call your sales guy in Utah and ask him who was the player, so we can solve this mystery. Lou in Philly, I just want to comment on Evan's classic Northeastern take on Michigan being landlocked. I completely agree with his sentiment that the seafood is not as good there. I'm not from Michigan, but I think there is some misunderstandings about the Great Lakes. I'll put things in numbers because that's all he understands. Sorry, PFF can't verify. Michigan is literally a peninsula with over 2 times the coastline that Massachusetts has. There are famously dunes going down to the beaches that are 450 feet high. On the west coast, Lake Michigan is over 37 times the size of Cape Cod Bay. On the east coast, Lake Huron is over 38 times the size of Cape Cod Bay. Both lakes are 3 times the size of Massachusetts. I know, but
it's not salt water.
I don't know if the definition of being landlocked, like you said, does it have to be salt water?
Because I asked that question.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Because certainly there's a lot of water around Michigan.
Yeah,
they don't call them Great Lakes for nothing.
I said to the Great Lakes counts as making you landlocked. That was my fault.
Our Michigan listeners go so hard for Michigan.
Oh yeah, they really like
Remember this? We had this debate back fall. I think Michigan's a beautiful place. It's great, but it's just like the problem where I get tripped up is when they always bring up like, oh, well, we have the seafood, we have these beaches, and it's like it's a totally different thing. Lake life and ocean life is just it's night and day from each other.
I would agree with that, but would you consider it?
And there's overlap, but there's a lot that's not overlap.
Would you consider it a landlocked state? That was the only I'm not arguing about the quality of seafood.
I don't think it's one I would think of off the top of my head.
Go look up the definition of landlocked when it comes to states.
Like some of the plain states or
And that was the only question and that was my fault that came back because I asked you that.
Yeah,
I
remember.
I go, do we consider the Great Lakes making Michigan not landlocked?
Right.
And Evan jumped down my throat.
Well,
that doesn't count.
I don't think
one that is entirely surrounded by land, having no direct access to an ocean or open sea, meaning it must pass through neighboring territories to reach global waters.
Global water, so it is landlocked.
Absolutely
So
landlocked.
it would be
Yeah.
considered landlocked.
Unless-
right?
unless-
wait, can you get through the? Can you make your way through the Great Lakes to the ocean?
Well,
Probably, right?
What's the
If there's
the thing up top?
through rivers.
What's that thing that goes to the ocean up top? I forget what it's called. Who's that?
He's in the building, he's going to catch that by He's in the building,
It's a little heavy metal there.
All right.
Hi, buddy. I'm back. You miss me? No. Not as busy today. Not as crazy, but only got one scrum in. Robert Spillane saying it still feels like the defense has a lot more to give, and preaching that energy, still trying to get better and all that. But a lot of respect for James Cook, all 11 at the point of attack, and just a lot of Josh Allen. He's the MVP. I feel like that might have been a refrain you heard a lot from maybe the coaching staff this week, building up like this is the MVP. This is the MVP. Maybe both to like kind of force the guys that want to play for their guy who might be the MVP, but you can tell everybody, of course, has a lot of respect for Josh Allen. So it was a quick one, but yeah, eye on Evan, nothing to report on there. He was kind of hanging out. He wasn't really using.
Well, it could be my
usual
theory
hustle.
that
lurking
MVP is the person with the least talent around him. So
yeah, but I also think, Fred, is there like a certain point though where like a guy just played so well that you know what I mean? Like that's the only place where I get a little bit gray. Like I generally agree, like MVP should be the guy who raised his team up, didn't have the most talent. But is there an exception for a guy who just played out of his mind? Like, did Brady win MVP in 2007?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, that one, right? Like, he had Randy Moss,
Right.
But he broke the touchdown record.
But that would have been the argument for Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson last year.
Yeah.
He just played
Yeah.
that much
Yeah.
better
Yeah.
than everybody else. But Josh Allen got it because they deemed him have done.
And that's generally which way I
having
lean,
done more
but
with less.
I also think that there's something super special about a season that a guy has that, like, offensive player of the year doesn't quite cut
So
it.
was it as crazy in there today as it was yesterday?
No, it was.
And
It was not.
it's all because of the Chick-fil-A, isn't it?
It might be.
They were serving
It
Chick-fil-A
might be.
yesterday, and they didn't today. So these guys that have one square meal a week, which is here, didn't show up today.
Here's your hunk of chicken for the week. Yeah, no, maybe it is the meal, but not a
It was
lot of.
packed yesterday. I
it
wonder.
was.
They
It
must have
was.
sold. They must have gotten
Yeah.
cleaned out.
Alex is like getting kicked out of
Chick-fil-A.
interviews and everything. There were so many people there. It was
Yeah,
just he couldn't even.
that did happen.
Wow.
Couldn't even do anything.
Eye on Evan.
Yeah, he was. No, he was kind of just hanging, talking with his guys. You know?
Who are his guys?
You know, the Taylors, the Brian Hineses of the world, the Sophies. You know, they were having a little powwow. I think he was telling them, he's like, my boss Fred's really getting into it about analytics. You guys wouldn't like this guy. Things of that nature. Perhaps, I don't know. I'm just speculating.
I'm happy to wear that badge. Okay, so anything else?
No, that's it.
Still
That's
upbeat?
all. I think so. Yeah, no, still good energy. Just not a lot of media members and just not a lot of scrums right off the bat. Like we got in there and was waiting for Diggs yesterday, and then it was just like scrum. But not today. Today's a little bit low key. It kind of goes down each day, and tomorrow will be.
I think the PR staff needs to spread out their food so that they can, not always have Chick-fil-A on Wednesday. Like,
Right.
Throw a curveball and have it on Friday one week.
We'll do it on Friday, be fun, and that's like another recurring thing in the locker room on Fridays is like, it's really quiet usually in there. There's not like the Dan Roaches of the world who kind of lead the charge and, get interviews. They're not there. And Drake always walks in and just like, what are y'all doing here? Go home. It's Friday. Yells at the media. And it's kind of become a little bit of a bit that we do with Drake, but I enjoy it. But maybe some food would, get more people down there. I like it.
Chris in Virginia, one more email before we get into picks. Chris is keeping receipts. Early in the season, Evan was critical of the Commanders going so deep in the playoffs last season because it hurt their draft pick options. Does he still think it was a bad thing? And does that mean he thinks we shouldn't go deep this season? And if Christian in L.A. is listening, does he still think that the current team is a paper tiger? The claim was made on your October 19th episode where he said we're going to turn out to be paper tigers this year, but they will likely kind of run up against a really good team and losing the playoffs and being not a great position to get a good draft pick.
I don't know. after
Christian
the top,
also said they were going to win 10 in a row. Remember, you made fun of me for because I think I said I don't know about that. We're a little early on that, but
I don't know. After about 14 or 15 in the draft, I don't really care. I mean, if you're in the running for a top 10 pick, you want every ounce of draft capital that you can get. But at a certain point, you just have to realize we're going to be picking in the second half of the first round and every other round after that, and we need to hit on our picks. There are good players that still go at those points.
Yep. All right. It's that time of the week. So, Paul, you kind of intimated that I didn't have a good week.
no, you did not. I won the week at 8-6, so no one really had a good week. Mike and Alex were 7-7. Fred and Evan were 5-9. With the spread, Paul again was 8-6. Mike and Alex 7-7. And Evan and Fred the same again, only this time at 6-8. So it's a tough week all around. 8-6 is not generally a winner for the week, although someone had to be the winner.
Yeah, I think it's a time of year. It's a time of year biases start to come into it. You know.
Yep. Right.
Yeah.
So the season standings, Alex maintains her lead. Actually, no, she takes the lead because she was 2 games better. 137-70-1. Fred 136-71-1. Mike 130-77-1. Paul 129-78-1, and Evan 122-85-1. So with the spread,
here we go.
I'm hearing footsteps.
Fred 112-94-2. Paul 106-102. What was once a 20-game lead is down to 6.
Wow.
With 4 to go.
Let's see. Evan 101-105-2. Alex 100-106-2. And Mike. Good job by you this week. 7-7.
That's a 500.
87-119.
Not losing money. Not losing money.
Not making it.
All right. Sounds good. Okay, so let's get into
Full
it.
slate.
Full slate. No buys.
No buys.
So we got to hurry. Tonight on Prime, it's Atlanta at 4-9 at Tampa Bay 7-6.
Tampa coming off a terrible loss at home to the
Mike
Saints.
Evans coming back though.
Bucks by 4.5.
4.5. Eek. This is one of those. I don't even know if I'll turn this one on tonight, but I'll take Tampa, and then I'll take the points for Atlanta. I think it'll be close. Division game Thursday night.
I'm gonna take the Bucks both ways.
So I'm going to take the Bucks both ways too. Mike has very sound reasoning. The Thursday night home division game thing. They tend to be closer. Tampa coming off a loss to New Orleans. I think they blow doors tonight.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay as well, both ways. All right. Now we move to Sunday. Sunday at 1 on Fox. Oh, and by the I don't know if I can announce that. Never mind. Sunday at 1 on Fox.
I think you can.
I can. The Jets thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Jets game is going to stay at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
But it moves to Fox.
Yeah, it was announced.
Oh, that was announced.
That's
okay.
why I said I think you can now because I got that email.
Sunday at 1 on Fox. Cleveland 3-10 at Chicago 9-4.
Chicago by 7.5. It's a big game for the Bears.
This is a big game for the Bears.
Big bounce back game for the Bears. Got to have this one because Chicago.
That's where the feels come in.
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take Chicago to win, but I'm going to take Cleveland in a close one for the points, please.
Spread one more time. I'm sorry.
7.5.
I'll do the same thing as Mike.
So I am going to look to my left at Fred Kirsch, and I'm going to put my belief in what he told me last week, that Chicago is legit and is worthy of the status that they're getting. And I'm going to say Chicago bounces back and blows doors off a bad team.
Okay. I think Chicago's going to win, but I think that they're not going to cover. So, but it's not a lock.
That would be just poor to me.
Sunday at 1 on CBS, it's Baltimore at 6-7 at Cincinnati at 4-9.
Baltimore by 2.5.
Curious how what we see out of Joe Burrow bouncing back after a tough end of that game. I'm going to go with Cincy in this one. I'm going to go with Cincy in the upset.
So believe it or not, there is a path for Cincinnati to make
Yeah.
the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Bengals as well.
Yeah, I do not like what I'm seeing in Baltimore. Doesn't look like there's a lot of effort there. I will
Did you
take
see
the
the
Bengals.
Reddit stuff last week?
No, but you
What?
told me
Reddit?
about it.
What?
You
What?
keep me up to date
Ask
on
me
the
anything?
So
on the T.
as a Patriots fan, with the Ravens coming up next week, do we want them to win this week or lose?
I'm going to say lose.
I would say lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep
Yeah.
them in the.
They could
it's over.
implode
It's
if they
over.
lose again. They could implode.
Yeah.
especially with the Reddit drama.
You know, so I didn't think of it this way. I took
I need to know
Cincinnati.
what
I'm
the
not going to
Reddit
change
drama
my pick,
is.
but
Someone cheated on their girlfriend, and the girlfriend went on Reddit and aired out how the team
Oh.
doesn't like Harbaugh. She's overheard a bunch of conversations about it.
Oh.
There's a lot of other stuff too, but it's not relevant to the game.
the whole officiating thing and how like there's like some really fishy stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet on this. I would think that Baltimore's going to win this game because the league needs it.
Yeah.
You flex a game, and then they go 6-8. Like,
Yeah.
that's a really bad.
Oh.
NFL needs the Ravens to be at least still in it.
Draw some.
I'm going to go with Cincinnati, even though I hate the Bengals.
Big of you.
Sunday at 1 at Fox, 3-10 Cardinals at the 8-5 Texans.
Houston by 9.5.
Ooh. Wow. The last time Houston's been favored by that much in anything.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Probably 2 years ago. And
Yeah, I'll take
They had the
Houston.
best
I'll take the
quarterback in
points though for Arizona. 9.5. You said.
9.5.
Yeah, I'll take Arizona's points though.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Arizona, and they are just not good. I'm going to take Houston both ways. I think they're going to have a hard time moving the ball against that defense. I'll take Houston.
I will take Houston, but I'll take the points. Why not? Sunday at 1, CBS. It's the Jets, 3-10 at Jaguars, 9-4.
Jags by 13.5.
Goodness gracious. That's
like Brady Cook could be playing for the
oh
the
boy.
Jets.
Yeah, definitely taking Jacksonville on this one and shoot. That's my new Drake thing. Shoot.
Oh shoot! You gotta throw the "ah" in front of it.
Oh shoot. I'm gonna lay the points. 13.5. Go Jags.
Jags.
Yeah, I'm going to lay the points too because of the quarterback situation. If Taylor or Fields were playing, I'd probably take that huge number, but Brady Cook.
Yeah, it's a big spread, but 13.5, you said? But Jacksonville may only need 14 points.
Yeah.
To beat the spread.
That's it.
So I'm going to take Jacksonville both ways.
You know, not necessarily a big deal last week, but Miami came out 7-14-21, first 3 drives, touchdowns.
Yeah.
So it's not like the defense has played that much better than the offense.
They don't even care.
No, they've given up. Has Fireman Ed left the building?
Probably.
He's back out.
He quits every 2 years, doesn't he?
Yeah. Sunday at 1 on CBS. The Chargers are 9-4, and they played spirited last week. They're in Kansas City, 6-7.
Kansas City by 5.5.
I will take Kansas City to win at home, but I think Justin Herbert's going to make it close.
So, question: are the Chargers fans up in arms because they're 9-4 against a 6-7 team?
If there were any, probably.
Oh, wow!
They're
take
really
the
upset
points.
in San Diego, but
LA.
San Diego.
I do it all the time.
What do you
no,
got
like
over
the
there?
San Diego people are upset,
Yeah, there are some
rooting
Charger
for their
fans.
team. Chargers. Chargers cover.
Wow.
Not upset. They cover.
KC.
Oh, she's doing it backwards.
Chargers.
Yeah, it's thinking about
Yeah, I'm going to take Kansas City to win too, but there's no way I'm giving 5.5 points to that Chiefs team right now. So yeah, I'll take the points. If there was any semblance of health for the Chargers, I'd be taking the Chargers to just end it right now for Kansas City. They look broken.
Yeah.
They look like they just played a lot of football.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Chiefs to win this game.
And who are you going to take to cover in the game?
Oh, both.
Both ways.
Yeah, both ways.
Gotcha.
Sunday at 1 on Fox. It's the Commanders at 3-10 at the Giants at 2-11.
Oh, this is quite the matchup.
Yes.
The Giants by 2.5.
Ick. Yeah. I'm going to go with the Giants at home, but I don't feel great about it. I'll lay the points.
Yeah, I'm just going with the fave here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Washington. I think they played really badly last week, but I think the previous couple of weeks with Mariota, they were playing, reasonably competitive. I think that they have enough to win this game.
Believe it or not, spirits are pretty upbeat at the Giants because of the way they competed against the Patriots. They said, we did okay against, the mettle of the league. So they used that momentum to beat the Commanders this week.
Okay.
I think they did all but put a stamp on it as they mailed it in.
Sunday at 1 on Fox, it's the 2-11 Raiders at the 8-5 Eagles.
Oof. Eagles by 11.5. I think Kenny Pickett to start for the Raiders.
Shoot, I mean, I'm gonna take.
You really are going with that shoot.
It's not on purpose. I'm gonna take Philadelphia. You know what? I'm gonna take Philly both ways.
Philly.
Philly Dilly.
Yeah, I can't take that team for 11.5.
No.
I'll take the points. Philly to win, but I'll take the points.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to take Philly both ways. All right, now we skip over the Patriots at 1 o'clock, and we move to 4:25. No 4:05 game this week. All 4:25. Green Bay 9-3-1 at Denver, of course, 11-2.
Green Bay by 2.5, and up in arms in Denver. I have no idea how I feel in Denver about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Green Bay in this one. They're kind of wishy-washy, but I like them against a team that they can get up for and a game they can get up for. So yeah, I'll go Packers.
I'm gonna take the Packers too. A lot of it's emotional, but
yeah, that too.
Yeah, I'm with Fred. Like the Broncos, like these games just always seem to be at home, and I think they win them.
Yeah.
Like I think that the home team, I think they're doing probably the same thing that the Patriots are doing right now, playing the disrespect card. Green Bay to me is, I know everybody just automatically every time they win a big game, they're in the Super Bowl. I'm not a believer in Green Bay. I'm not a believer in the quarterback. I'll take Denver.
Listen, we need Denver to lose, so I'm picking Green Bay. I got to put that out there. I got to put it out into the universe. All right? Mars is in retrograde, and Green Bay beats the Broncos.
Thus explaining the comeback that I'm on.
Is that true?
Sunday, 4:25 on Fox. It's the Lions 8-5 at the Rams 10-3.
So this is the spread to me this week that raised my eyebrows the most. Rams by 6.
Ooh, that's a lot of points.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So in that case, I'm going to take the Rams, but I'll take the points for the Detroiters.
Do you think it should be closer?
I would have thought it would have been a little closer. Yeah.
I'll take the Lions to cover
think
too.
The way you think.
How do I think? They know something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes me think that it's a red flag spread. So with that in mind, I'm going to lay the points. I'll take the Rams both ways.
You're right to do that, Paul. Rams both ways. Sunday at 4:25 on Fox, the Panthers 7-6 at the one. They have a 1-game winning streak. The Saints 3-10.
The Red Hot Saints.
Yeah.
I think I have this backwards. Let me check this. Let's move to another game.
Okay. 4:25, Indianapolis on CBS 8-5, going to Seattle 10-3.
Oh, geez.
This is going to be a big spread, right?
Yeah. Yes. Seattle by 14.
Oh,
man.
Well, poor Indianapolis. It was all going so great, and it hasn't been so great since they got Sauce. Not that it was related to that, but
I just have that
kind of worked out. I will take Seattle, and I'm going to lay the points. Indy. Tough.
Imagine laying 14 points.
Is it going to be Philip Rivers? Is it possible? It was practice.
It's absolutely possible. Yeah. I don't think it will be, but
they're going to have to make a roster move though to get him on the roster.
Seattle.
I'm going to take Seattle both ways.
Yeah, I just can't see Indianapolis competing in this game. So Seattle both ways.
Not exactly an easy venue or defense to oppose if you're a 44-year-old guy coming after a 5-year hiatus.
Right. Welcome to like the best.
Do you want to go back to the?
Yeah,
Saints game?
it's Carolina by 2.5. I had New Orleans by 2.5. I thought that looked funny, so I wanted to just make sure that I had it right.
Yep.
I'm going Panthers, baby. Lay the points.
Panthers.
Yeah. I
do it.
Carolina lost to the Saints the first time they played at home, and I got to think the Panthers are like, we can't overlook them, so I'll take Carolina both ways.
Carolina wins this game. This is a lock.
I think these teams are more similar than you think.
Yeah, but it's a lock.
Carolina
wins
they both
that
stink.
4:25 on Fox. Tennessee 2-11 at the 49ers 9-4.
San Francisco by 12.5.
That's a lot of
Man,
points.
there's big spreads.
A lot of big spreads
Yeah,
this week.
I think Titans have had a little bit of a spark, but not much. I'm gonna lay the points.
Me too.
Yeah, San Francisco both ways.
Yeah, me too. All right, Sunday night, 8:20, NBC, the Peacock Universo. Minnesota 5-8 against Dallas 6-6-1. Do they play any time but
This
prime
needs to
time?
be a new Broncos rant.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Dallas, of course, in prime time.
Yeah, right.
Every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dallas by 5.5.
5.5. It's a good number. I think Minnesota showed a little last week. I'm going to take Dallas, though. I'm going to take Dallas at home, and I'm going to lay the points.
Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to take Dallas both ways, too. Be interested to see if J.J. McCarthy can put a couple of good games together to close out the season and maybe ease some of the fears in Minnesota. He played well last week.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see if he can do it.
Minnesota
back-to-back.
covers, folks. Not a lock, but they cover.
Not necessarily willing to say it's a lock.
Yep. Monday night, 8:15 on ESPN. Miami is 6-7. They go to Pittsburgh 7-6.
Pittsburgh by 3.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the upset on this one. I'm gonna go with Miami. I know last week I picked I think the Jets to beat Miami in the weather. Thinking maybe they'll be cold, but they play well. I'm gonna take Miami with the upset.
I'll take the Steelers.
Yeah, this one's tough for me. I agree with Fred because you just don't know what you're going to get out of both teams.
Right.
I'm going to go with Deuce.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the upset. Hopefully, it won't be too cold for Tua. I know he only won one game, and that was last week. He generally only beats the Jets in bad weather.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So I'll take Miami.
Well, my thinking here is that I don't want Miami coming and having it mean anything when they play us. So I want Miami to lose. Pittsburgh wins. There you go. All right.
I think you should be rooting for Pittsburgh as a Patriots fan anyway, because I think you'd rather Pittsburgh win that division than Baltimore or Cincinnati.
Okay. Another reason why.
Don't you think?
Sure. I'll go with that.
I think they're the least talented of those three teams.
Okay. So I'm going for Pittsburgh. All right. Now we move back to Sunday at 1, and this game is on CBS. It's Buffalo 9-4 against New England 11-2.
Buffalo by 1.5 as of this morning. I don't know what it is right this second.
Well, that's what we're going for.
So we're locking in.
Yep, we're locking in 1.5.
1.5 Buffalo.
All right, huge game. I'm going to take the Patriots. I just think it comes down to the last couple possessions. I guess the question I'm wondering, and we do have a few minutes here, is would you rather have a lead and let them have the last possession trying to score, or would you rather be down and have to try to get the last score with Drake?
I would rather be down.
I would always rather be down and have the ball.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I think that's what's going to happen, and I got Drake leading the first game-winning or second game-winning drive of the season and of his career, perhaps a fourth quarter comeback of his career. I'm going to take the Patriots 35-33.
I don't know if my heart can take that.
No, it's going to be tough, Fred. It's going to be emotional,
especially live.
Ups and downs. Josh Allen, a couple big plays.
A lot of heavy size for Fred.
Yeah, but also a lot of there we go. A lot of that. I think it's going to be one of those roller coaster games, back and forth.
Oh.
Patriots 27, Bills 24.
That was dirty pool right there, Alex. I said that score first on Monday.
You did, and I told you I had the same one written down. Great minds think alike.
Alex and I have the same score. I like the Patriots. There's a lot of intangible qualities about this game that I think favor New England. I feel like Buffalo has sort of been in desperation mode for a few weeks. And I think when you do that, you kind of take a little gas out of the tank with each one of them because they kind of have to win some of these games. I think they're much healthier, the Patriots. I think they have that win, on the road that has really bolstered their confidence. And I know it sounds silly. We talked about it a lot this week, but I think they're going to use it. This stupid spread, I think, is going to be part of their motivation. We're 11-2 and we're underdogs to a team that we already beat on the road. Where's our respect?
Yeah.
And I think they're looking at it that way. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think Buffalo's good.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the Patriots fans think Buffalo stinks, so I don't want to hear you crowing in the postgame if this game goes the way we say it's going to go because you think Buffalo stinks. Mike, you and I will be very impressed with this
very
win.
impressed.
Fred's going to come in with hats and T-shirts.
He better.
Right off the field when he comes into the postgame show.
Champagne and
Donut in one hand,
goggles.
hat and T-shirts for the whole cast in the other.
Right.
Alex, you're welcome to join if you want to come down.
Pop on. Shirley Temple's all around.
All right. So Patriots 27-24. They wrap up the AFC East for the first time since 2019.
Wow.
Whoop, whoop.
All right, here we go. Set the stage. It's like Patton coming out to give the speech, I feel like, right now.
Did I unsettle you by being too positive?
No.
The only way we ever won a football game.
Listen, I think the 6-0 Vrabel coming out of the bye means something. I think he gets even when Belichick was here, Patriots weren't always that great coming out of the bye. Sometimes they were a little rusty.
Yeah.
But I think this team's going to come out. I think they know. I don't even think they need the motivation of the 1.5. I think they still believe they have a lot to prove.
Yeah.
Nothing's been done. They're not satisfied. Vrabel's mentioned it several times that nothing they've done so far is enough. They want more. So I think they're going to come out right out of the gate. Tough game, though. I give a lot of respect to Josh Allen. He's a great quarterback. 31-21 Patriots.
Oh, it was a lot closer. A lot closer than I thought. I thought for sure it was going to be like 38-3.
200-6.
No,
a lot closer than I thought.
I think Allen is good enough to get 21 points. Yeah.
Oh, he definitely is. It's.
I was waiting for Fred. We didn't come this far just to come this far.
Yeah.
That's right.
All your little.
Well, I'm glad the weather. I'm glad the
tropes.
weather has calmed down. It's not quite the same. Sorry, did you have a table pound that you
I'm
needed to
just
get
saying that when you have something presented to you for the taking, take it.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
And we have the AFC East right here for the taking.
Yeah, I don't want to lament those missed opportunities, but I'm interested how the game's going to declare. Is it going to be both teams going back and forth right out of the gate, or is it feeling out? Is it a little, sloppy?
This is a game that will not declare itself early.
Yeah.
Both teams score in the first quarter of this game?
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the kind of game it's going to be. There may be some lulls, but I think early and late there'll be a few scores.
Oh, and there'll be some wacky things, and
wacky wild stuff.
We'll be on the post-game show dissecting certain plays, I'm sure.
Yeah, wearing hats, drinking Shirley Temples.
Yeah.
There'll be something completely irrelevant to the game that Fred and I will argue about for 8 minutes.
He's got his hands out. So
we're here to entertain.
But this is it. This is what we wanted, folks. We're back in it. We're back to meaningful games in December.
Yeah.
Be excited about it.
Well, I mentioned too, Fred. I don't know if you mentioned on the show, but this game is you can't get tickets. This is going to be an atmosphere. People are well aware of the magnitude of this game and the opportunity. And
this is like an apartment in Tuscany.
Yeah.
You just can't get it.
Are you telling me?
There's nothing available.
See, this is when I'll be jealous walking through the parking lot. Well, the only time I'm not jealous walking through the parking lot is when I'm like, it's freezing, and you're like, I couldn't do it anymore.
I'm a little less jealous at this time of year than I am in the middle of September when it's just gorgeous out.
Oh yeah,
it's too cold.
No, I couldn't handle it. I need one of those electric vests, or I need electricity heating me. I couldn't.
Well, long underwear is the way to go.
I love long underwear. Yeah. As you get older, you gotta layer.
What are you giving me that look for?
I don't know what long underwear is.
You don't know what long
Thermals.
underwear is?
Thermals.
Oh.
That's long underwear.
Oh, okay.
Now there's different
Back in my day,
I've
we
never
called
heard
them
them called long underwear.
Yeah, so a man wears short underwear, but in the winter, sometimes you wear long underwear.
Okay, instead of shorts, they're long.
Thermals.
Got it.
But thermals.
Got
would
it.
be
Now I know
sort of-
exactly what a thermal is.
Did you guys ever? When I was in Vermont, I had one of those ones that's like a full suit. It's kind of like the old
onesie
Western
one.
where they button it, but it's also got the
got
little
the flap.
The
It's
little
got a
hatch in the
flap
back
on
in
the
case you gotta go, do some business in the woods.
Right. Just got your boots on and you're going out into the woods.
Was it pink or red?
It was red.
Yeah, red.
It was
They were
red.
all
Stephen,
red.
Stephen Ridley.
Right.
Used to
But it's
wear
good.
one
I mean,
all
you
the
put it
time.
under your clothes, and you're like, you know, you got those extra
Well, he wore
layers.
onesies.
Yeah, well, isn't that
Yeah.
what you're talking about?
Yeah,
It means it have some buttons.
that was
on it.
underwear. He had
was
like this
kinda underwear.
outside.
Oh no, the stuff that Stephen Ridley used to wear,
Like a
I don't think
compression
was
onesie,
I
like-
don't think it was really meant to be worn as clothes.
Oh, I don't know.
I think they were
Well, I
like
think he
kind of
was try-
undergarments.
I think
he
he
got
was
it
trying to.
Maybe.
He
You
was
could be
trying to
right.
market it.
You could be right.
Anyway, big game.
You never know what's
I'm
going on with these
excited.
kids.
I know everybody's excited.
I'm
don't
excited.
don't be afraid.
not
Don't be afraid. This is it. This is
No
the
fear.
road.
No fear.
No.
The road to Santa Clara
Yeah, this is where it starts.
starts on Sunday.
That's right.
All right. Thanks for watching. Pregame show at
11:45.
11:45, and then the postgame show. We'll see you then.
Right after.
Hey, this is Evan. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure to like us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure to follow on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else we do here at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.